viewers. It's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. Hello, hello, hi, and welcome. We have returned from Thanksgiving. I hope you all have survived well, including those of you who may not have celebrated Thanksgiving. I'm not your dad. I don't know what you're doing with your life, but hopefully you did not feel pressured to be a part of some family gathering or other gathering where you did not feel entirely welcome. I feel like there are way too many unfortunate stories about those sorts of things in the year 2025 of our guy, our main guy. You know the one. So I just like real quick, I need to remind you that we're playing Princess Peach Showtime, and that the title screen of Princess Peach Showtime, well, it looks like this, but more importantly, it sounds like this. It's really important for me to remind you, because it's been a couple weeks, that this is a game where you play as Princess Peach from the Super Mario games, and you do a bunch of dress up and do little stage plays, and you save the day. And it's like it's literally like more somber than like the depressing like slideshow compositions in Eternal Sonata, where they're like, Chopin died of the plague when he was exiled from Poland, the only thing he ever loved. It's just it has exactly the same vibe, and I don't know why. I mean, yes, currently the theater is like under siege by a lady in a mask whose icon definitely looks like Danny Sexbang from Game Grumps. Don't worry about it. But like, I don't feel like it's that serious. If I can be complete, if I can keep it 100 with you, I don't think the situation is that serious. I certainly don't think it's this serious. I mean, just when you couple this together with the grievances I had about trying to start the game and like not having access to a title screen at first because it immediately jumps into a cutscene, you don't have access to a title screen until you've already started the game. Like, I just have a lot of questions and comments for whoever is responsible for the whole title screen situation. Also, hi Sarah, thank you for the resub. Hello Demolition and Katane, who have joined as well. Description of the orange shirt reminds me of Brian Regan. His description of the black coffee. Oh, that's a good bit. Brian Regan is great. Turns out the entire game is a metaphor for dealing with grief and Peach's internal mind wrestling with torment, causing the death of a toad. I mean, that sounds like 100 fan games. It sounds like a little bit like a Silent Hill game. I don't think that's what we're doing here. I mean, it would be intriguing if Nintendo just like went like full auteur on it. They were just like, you know what? Metaphor for grief or what have you. How's everyone? Not good? Yeah, that's to be expected. I'm sorry, Demolition. I don't intend to say anything you don't want to share, but Demolition is going through it. Send him lots of good emotes. Send him all of your favorite emotes that you have gotten from hype trains that he has initiated, if you can remember which ones those are. For me, I think that's all of them. Gosh, I didn't realize that 3 out of 6 people living there have passed on. That is a rough year. I mean, I know that you've been dealing with multiple people having health concerns, but that's a lot. That is quite a year. Oh, and Sarah, you lost a close friend of yours last week. I'll say this: it's maybe not the best Thanksgiving ever, boy, but you know, it seems like a platitude. But in the face of these things, I think it's helpful to try and be positive and optimistic about what we do have and what we did have with those that we've lost, because it honors their memory and pays respect to everything that they've contributed to us. It's really easy to despair, and grieving does involve some amount of that, as evidenced once again by just this. I wonder if somewhere on YouTube there's like 10 hours of weird, somber Princess Peach intro with fireworks. Sometimes it feels like we could use it, huh? I too am glad that we are here and that we all have each other. Um, yeah, I mean, I uh, I feel silly bringing up the nonsensical stuff I was going to talk about, but you know what? I'm going to do it. Um, I know you all must be sick of me talking about Dairy Queen. And good news, I have an unhelpful, unhealthy holiday treat recommendation from a national fast food restaurant that is not Dairy Queen. I know. Lots of shock and horror in chat. But I ended up trying the this year's seasonal milkshake from Arby's, everyone's favorite restaurant, Arby's. By which I mean mostly just I go there sometimes, and if I ever mention it, people bring out their pitchforks. But if you're into apple pie and or milkshakes, I have to tell you, there's something real special about this one. It's not going to make you forget the pain that you felt in a dream, but it's a pretty decent way to waste a bunch of calories. You need these companies to pay you. I mean, I feel like the only way I can get to that point is I have to demonstrate to people through action that I'm like so good at this that like I'll be so organic about it. Other than the fact that clearly like copy has to be approved by corporate. um, but man, that would be great. I would really appreciate that. I mean, especially Dairy Queen. Like, it would be wonderful if somehow Dairy Queen was like, you know what we need? A guy, a random guy in Florida to just tell everyone that he knows about how good blizzards and things are. Yeah, it's like the milkshake in question is an apple pie milkshake. It has like the last I've gotten two. The second time I went through the drive-through with my mom, and we saw the guy like take the mostly finished milkshake and just like shaker cinnamon on top. I don't know. The thing that's most impressive about it is simply that uh, I mean, much like the apple pie Snapple, which I have talked about in the past, but was from ages ago, a Snapple that just tasted like an apple pie. This manages to taste as though it has crust in it, despite not having any like actual like solid element to it or anything along those lines. Uh, as a single streamer, you're the most likely to get a sponsorship offer. Elaborate on that because I don't know what you mean by that. Um, Wait, does Claudia have a Mountain Dew sponsorship? That feels perfect. That sounds really good. Um, but the thing that most intrigues me about Arby's seasonal apple pie milkshake is that, again, as far as I'm able to tell, there's no actual like. I mean, maybe like apple is like blended into it to the extent that it like just doesn't have like hard texture at all. But like it truly tastes like there's not just apple flavor, but like a toasted or a baked apple, as if from a pie. It's genuinely impressive to me. She shows them more than you do Dairy Queen. That is a feat. How many does so, some people I saw were getting their like Twitch recaps already. I feel like I always get mine super late. Um, did anyone happen to notice if it calculated how many minutes were spent this calendar year talking about Dairy Queen? Because like I feel like they should do that. You're not with a company or need to split this over multiple people or partners, so it's easy to work with a company. I mean, have I guess I'm just curious. Like, I've never heard that being true. I understand your reasoning, but like, is that like a thing you've actually heard of? That was not one of those things. I so I I don't know how to convey this appropriately, Keen. I really appreciate the earnestness with which you answered that like extremely nonsensical, sarcastic thing I said. I really love that. It does track emotes and things. I know Devilish had shared his on the Discord. I think Secret Squirtle was his top used emote from the channel, which I found intriguing because I feel like people to this day don't use Secret Squirtle very much. Uh, Gotten sponsorship emails before. Yeah, I mean, it's so funny. For like a year, I played a game that my sister used to work on, a mobile game called Marvel Strike Force, and I don't know, something like six. No, it was like this year. It was like late-ish this year, like the summer of this year, which was like I don't know, something like a year after she had like changed jobs. Uh, like I started getting like messages through Twitch being like, "Here's a sponsorship deal for that game," which was so funny because like there was a period of time when that would have been like relatively incidental to at least consider, and now it's like, nah, nah, nope, nah. You see the post about the Starbucks drinkable chocolate drink they had? Don't think I don't think I remember that. I probably saw it. I don't know. There's been a lot going on, even though I have not been terribly productive. I have started with some regularity posting to the Discord the Lego Advent Calendar things for the year. Um, I know like twos of you care about it, but it's there. Um, to do your job for a few minutes, unfortunately. What did I miss? Apple pie milkshake. I think that covers it. Um, yeah, one thing that happened this week is that my mom and I yesterday went to our very first small town Hallmark style tree lighting ceremony, which was fascinating. It was certainly not entirely unlike what I might expect from the conglomeration of what's represented in the dozens upon dozens of Christmas movies I've seen on an annual basis. Um, but the one thing that did really stand out to me, two things, I suppose. One is that it felt as though the target audience was much more families with children than just sort of families in general. Like I didn't think there would be none children, but it felt as though there was some unspoken expectation that lots of people would just bring their children and unleash the dogs of war. Um, there was almost like a scripted sort of comedic bit. There was this one father who was just like running, like chasing his child around the park where this was happening on a loop, where um like the first time he crossed the path my mom and I were walking on, and he had like a pretty big smile on his face, but like seemed like a little annoyed that his kid was running around. And then I think we saw him on like four or five occasions after that, and every time we saw that same guy running after his children, you could definitely tell it was taking a toll on him. The last time we saw him, he was holding one child and chasing a second one, whereas up to that point he had been chasing the same child, and now he was tasked with looking after two of them. And I don't know if he was like a single dad or what, but like man, I felt for him because the it was just nonstop running in some big irregular circle. But there was just like lots of kids, and again, like not that I wouldn't think there would be kids there, but it was just like there was just a lot of like what I might describe as like children unleashed, of just like no one was being like particularly like destructive, particularly because there was sort of a communal sense that the vibe was just like anarchy of children. But like there were just so many children just like running around chaotically, not necessarily within eyeshot of their parents. It was just interesting. Like I definitely expected children, but it was like it was something of a different vibe than I would have anticipated. The other thing is that the sound system was what one might affectionately refer to as dog water. Um, Three people spoke. One of them was a musician who was like playing some Christmas carols, attempting to get a sing along going, almost entirely unsuccessfully. Really felt for the guy because like it was a tough crowd. C point one. Please reference point one. Um, because it was just like again, like I kind of expected like families and there would be children, but it was just like the anarchy of children and this guy trying to be like, yes, let us celebrate Christmas together as a community. And it was just him solo on acoustic guitar playing Christmas carols. He wasn't bad, he was pretty good. But like man, he could not wrangle the crowd, and I understand why. But like the other two people who spoke were I don't know. I don't know because whoever set up the microphone for the singer did a respectable job. Um, I mean, I will say, as advertised in the listing of local Christmas events that I found this year when realizing that that was like a thing that could happen in the smaller town that we now live in. Um, it said like entertainment would start at 6 p.m. and it started at 6:30, which is fine. Just interesting that that was off by a relatively large percentage considering the length of the entire thing. Um, and so like they did a pretty good job of miking him up. You could hear him. You could hear his instrument. It was fine. Uh, but like whoever those other two people who were speaking were, no idea. Their microphones, I think, were like generating negative amplification, or like the speakers were just like cardboard boxes with cables connected to them or something. Um, my mom sort of had the fun observation that like one of the only things we could clearly hear either of those two individuals who spoke at the event say was there would be no Christmas really loudly, like repeated a few times. And my mom, and like some people in the crowd were sort of like cheering and like clapping. And like my mom was like, how could that be the reaction to that? And I was like, my best guess is that what he said, if you could hear him, was something like, without the generous time of local volunteers, there would be no Christmas or something, which I think we communally accepted is reasonably likely to be what we were talking about. But at the same time, it is somewhat interesting that that was like the only thing that two of three people could be heard legitimately say. And yes, as my mom said in chat, uh, there's like a small town bakery that's like right across the street from where the ceremony happened, like downtown, and it's a place that I've been meaning to check out because like they had also listed themselves for a event in the local Christmas event thing. But from what I can gather online, that actually just seems like it's a photo op for children to have their pictures taken with some person dressed as the Grinch and then get a free cookie. And I don't think I can convince them that I deserve a free cookie. And also, the bakery is really small. So I was glad that I was saved the temptation to go to that event. Also, largely because that is like next Friday and would like interfere with the stream. Um, but like, yes, we went and we checked out that place. It was really nice. There were a bunch of nice people who were working there. It is quite small, but they had a nice selection of stuff just like on hand. They listed an insane number of beverages on hand, including like wine and beer, which struck us both as a little bit odd for just like a random bakery that's not some sort of like hipster niche sort of place. Um, and to their credit, we got a pair of like $6 brownies. And there are a lot of times and places in the world where if you're gonna like get a treat, you're like I don't know at an event or you're like a captive audience or name brand recognition or something, and you pay kind of a premium, and like $6 for a treat, like it happens. But like it's rare that you spend like $6 on a single baked good and you're like, you know what? that is worth $6. And I have to say, those brownies are brownies that are worth $6. They were a good size. They were very like rich and dense. They also were like pre-cut into like quarters, which was really nice because like you could have like 1/4 of a brownie, which like felt like eating a whole brownie, like a normal brownie you would get somewhere else. And then you have 3/4 of a brownie to do whatever you want with it. It's really good. Buy that for $1. Unfortunately, it'll take you 6. I shouldn't have said that. I know how you work. Thank you for the bits, Demolition. Yeah, New York City treats can be 3 times that easy. Yeah, yeah. I mean, small town bakery, I'm generally happier to pay a little bit of a premium to keep the small business running. But like legitimate, like that's the $6 brownie. I got no squawks, no beefs. The shop played an angle called capitalism. It worked, and we got some brownies. Psycho says, apropos of nothing, I know it's like a decade too late, but Z Nation was and still is the best zombie TV show. It kicks the crap out of anything The Walking Dead ever did. I don't think I've ever seen Z Nation. I also have seen almost none of The Walking Dead. No pick of said brownie. I mean, I should have had a picture of it. I can show you the 1/4 of a brownie that I have left. I had like half of it yesterday, which I shouldn't have. And then I had another 1/4 of it today, which I shouldn't have. I don't know if that's something people actually want me to go get from the other room. Keenan also asks, what's your favorite Christmas movie trope, Vasco? God, that's so hard. I wish I had my iPad with me because I've been taking notes on the holiday movies I've watched this year. And part of that process has been me trying to like streamline a name of like a list of names of holiday movie tropes. And it's one of those things that's like it's just hard to like pluck from the aether because there's like so many. Like you don't understand. I watch like 50 Christmas movies a year or something pretty easy. I want a 3-hour breakdown. The one you did last month was great. I mean that was so like bare bones. I mean, one thing I was thinking about doing, and like I just don't think there's time for like this capitalism is so frustrating because like I can't tell you like I could do all sorts of incredible things if I didn't have to work a day job. I mean, like I've long aspired to be successful enough at this to do it full time. I know that in some ways that would change what this is and maybe make it less appealing to some people. Like I get that, I understand it, but like I could do so much. I mean, look at what I had to do to accomplish like the name game while working like a full-time job. It took like all my free time for a month. If I could spend 8 hours a day working on that, I could have got that done in like a week easy. Hi Echo, welcome to the stream. How was your Thanksgiving? My Thanksgiving went better than I might have expected. Um, it was it was an interesting Thanksgiving for sure. But my mom and I had a good time. I think we did manage to watch. Yes, we had managed to watch every Christmas movie that had been released on the two main competing Christmas movie producing TV channels, and even had some time left over to watch K-pop Demon Hunters, which neither one of us had done before, but we both expressed interest in it, and so we did that. And it turns out I think that movie is very good. I liked it a lot. Okay, Neko is here, and like 2 people said they wanted to see the brownie. I'll go show you a fourth of this $6 brownie. Someone do the basic math and figure out how much that costs in relative brownie. The door. Okay, I'm kind of glad I did that. Apparently, I forgot to turn off the kitchen light. Did you like it? Was that aimed at Was that aimed at me or my mom? And was that about K-pop Demon Hunters or a separate thing? Oh yeah, Keen did show off a pocket-sized Snorlax Squishmallow, which was a very good find. I don't know where you're like quote unquote supposed to find those. I know they exist. I only found out about them like a month ago, and I was like, where have they been hiding? So this is 1/4 of that $6 brownie. I got the peanut butter variety, which has a little, I don't know, one of you knows the fancy word for it. Is it a ganache? It's got peanut butter topping that's very good. It has like peanut butter chips baked into it. Yeah, it's huge. So like when I was saying like 1/4 of this is kind of like a regular size brownie, like I wasn't like joking. Like this whole container was full of brownie, and I should not have had 3/4 of it in the last 24 hours. That's what I'm saying. Good value. I'm saying that's a $6 brownie. Sometimes you pay $6 for a brownie, and you're like, I wanted a brownie, and it's okay that I spent $6. That's a $6 brownie. Never seen a Hallmark movie. I mean, your mileage may vary. You may not ever have interest in them. You might not like them if you saw them, but I'm a fan. One thing, and this sets me apart from other people who enjoy Christmas movies. One thing I really like about watching a high volume of Christmas movies is seeing the nuance of the craft of making and particularly screenwriting. I think is an underappreciated part of examining a large quantity of relatively low budget films produced in the span of a single year. New York price would probably be $8 for that 1/4 of a brownie with a huge line. It's really we'll move on in a moment, I promise. But I do think it's really interesting. So like when we got to the park where the tree lighting was happening, we like noticed that there was like a business that had its lights on, and after like a moment I realized it was like that bakery that like had the Grinch event like on the list of things to do. And my mom sort of asked, like, when do you think they close? And I like checked online because we live in 2025 and you can do that with your phone. And I was like, they closed 5 minutes ago. But see, they're smart. They know what they're doing. Not only were they not closed, I think they were extra staffed up for like 6 p.m. considering they're normally closed. Because they just knew that like a crowd comes this like one night in December, might as well stay open late, and people will buy baked goods while they're like waiting for someone to turn on a tree in the park. It's true. A lot of like honestly, despite the fact that I do genuinely like the Christmas movies, even some of the bad ones. A big part of the fun of watching like 30 something Hallmark movies in a year is pointing out how awful some of the things in them are. Oh, maybe my favorite bad thing from a Hallmark movie this year. I totally lied. We're not moving on. We watched this super dreadful one pretty late in the Thanksgiving week. I think that was Christmas North of Nashville, which I cannot emphasize strongly enough had absolutely nothing to do with Nashville at all. Super weird title. I have to assume that came from some earlier draft where they tried to like do something that felt like that Nashville mattered, and they like couldn't clear it with like the Nashville Tourism Board or whatever. But like the whole thing is about trying to save some like local Christmas festival, which like yes is a complete cliche of the genre. But like unlike the thousands of other Christmas movies where this happens, they just kept insisting that in order to throw this Christmas festival for like a moderately sized like town north of Nashville, they would need to raise $1.2 million. Now, to be clear, as the movie goes out of its way to present, we're not talking about the festival itself is a fundraiser that's trying to raise $1.2 million to help the community. They were very, 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 very clear that what they needed to do was raise $1.2 million in raw funding in order to throw the festival. And so you had better believe that I spent the entire movie on pins and needles on the edge of my seat to see what $1.2 million gets you in terms of like size and scale and quality of local festival. And I mean, you will not be surprised to learn that it looked exactly like every other small town festival in every like medium budget holiday movie ever. They had like one fairly big tree. They showed them setting up like two carnival rides, which admittedly is a larger scale than a lot of these. But like my mom and I were debating this, and I think we settled like if you like really strained the budget, they showed like a photo op thing, a big tree, two rides, like a funnel cake stand, and like one or two other like minor things that were mainly like decorations on a relatively large scale, and that cost $1.2 million. And like we were sort of like, I mean, the most expensive part of what we're showing, like for sure, is like renting those rides and probably renting out space enough for like whatever number of people we're meant to presume are going to this. But admittedly, I don't think we ever saw more than like a dozen people in shot at the same time. And I mean, I can't, like, they spend so much of the movie talking about the $1.2 million. Like, it's not a small, like, I'm making a big deal of this because the movie keeps saying it over and over and over and over and over. I believe 1.2 billion would get them the biggest brownie the world has ever seen. It should have. I mean, heck, one of the other movies this year, like, casually had, like, the biggest gingerbread man ever made in upstate New York. I love that they, like, put an asterisk on that because they're like, it definitely doesn't, it's not the world record. I'm pretty sure New York City had a bigger one, but it was, like, a really big gingerbread man. But, like, nah, $1.2 million is, like, funnel cakes and, like, a scrambler ride. Was it bigger than the gingerbread man from Shrek 2? Yeah, it was like twice the size of like an average adult man easy. And they made like 3 of them, which was like a weird choice. My mom and I think, had commented that like, why not, like, if we're talking about setting a record, why not take all that like gingerbread dough and just make one big gingerbread man? That might break a record or whatever. They bring up Dr. Evil to ask for $1.2 million. No, I think at least one of us made a joke at some point about like the Austin Powers emphasis on like $1 million for sure. Anyway, yeah, that was a real standout bad one. There were quite a few bad ones. There was another one we watched toward the end of Thanksgiving week, and I won't spend nearly as much time on this, but like they put a big emphasis that like for their local church they wanted to paint a mural of like, Christmas night with, Jesus and his family in the manger and like the wise men, they're just like Bethlehem and, them in the manger. And so like they pitch that as the big idea and they call it a mural. And for some reason they immediately start talking about carving it out of wood, which raised like a moderate red flag to my mom and I, because it's like, wait, you keep using that word mural, and I'm not sure it means what you think it means. And not only was it definitely like a wood carving that they like partially painted, which I would argue is definitely not a mural. Even if you might be willing to entertain that concept as the mural, if it was scaled to the size of an entire wall, this wasn't that. It fit on a small, like an average size easel. It was like this big or something. And they were like, yeah, the mural of Bethlehem. And it's like, oh, guys, the budget's showing. Although, in fairness, the budget for that movie was showing a lot earlier from the acting or lack of it. Maybe if the wall is made out of wood to begin with and it's full-size wall. Nah, definitely neither of those things. Nah, they definitely just carved like even there was like a point when they showed it like before he started carving it and we're like, that can't be it. That's just like a big square plank of wood. That's it. The budget was $1 million. Maybe a mural for a dollhouse. Maybe it's a mural for ants. I could believe that it's a mural for ants. It is funny because like before we hit the $1.2 million budget nonsense, there was one earlier this year that was like also not especially good, where like it was like a whole like it was a very like, I mean, I know that like big city small town is like a whole like archetype of holiday movies, but like there was one that was like a realtor was like, we want to buy this whole town because it's like so impoverished, and it had this like weird vibe to the whole movie that like felt like it went above and beyond just like the little guys trying to rally the small town together to save the day or whatever. But there's a point when they were like trying to convince you that like the representative from the real estate company was having this change of heart. So she like overhears this like town planning committee talk about like a tree lighting ceremony, and they were like, oh, like we just don't have the budget for it. We're like $3,500 short. And like again, my mom and I were watching this. They're like, what is that money for? Like how, like if you bought like a super big tree and decorated it and like hired like some reasonable entertainment, like 3,500. But it was just so funny because like they were just like, we're short on the budget, and then went on to describe that like basically like they had none money. It's like, well, you should have some money. Like, how do you have none money? But then she just like casually like leaves them a check for like the entire amount. But it was like it that also had a very like Austin Powers feel to it, where it's just sort of like, I don't know, that number just putting the number on it felt like it just drew attention to how like nonsensical it was. It almost had like the Arrested Development, like how much does a banana cost, Michael, energy to it. The money used to repair the essential machine called the plot device. Maybe. Might be how it works. But perhaps that would require as much as $1.2 million. All right, let's actually play the video game. At some point, I think I implied that I would play this. Princess Peach. 38 minutes. That's a long time to not be playing the game, huh? I mean, I don't actually think we're going to the end of the stream with... Oh, I forgot about the disco dress. Look at me. Look at me go. So yeah. Recap Princess Peach. I don't know. I think her name is Madame Grape. Some mysterious villain just took over this theater building filled with small theaters that aren't movie theaters. They're stage theaters. But also, they're not really stage theaters. They're plot devices. They're plot devices where Princess Peach will play dress up, pretend to be some sort of fanciful character, and follow a basic plot to save the day. Or sometimes she'll put on a baking dress, stand really awkwardly, and ruin my entire life. Yeah, so like the whole plot is just that we went to have a nice night at the theater, and a strange woman who's like kind of a ghost showed up and like kicked everyone out of the building except Princess Peach. Big oversight on her part, it turns out. And then, yeah, just sort of like conquered the building with evil magic. Not really sure what the purpose is, what the scope of this is, or what we hope to accomplish. We've avoided thinking too hard about that. Thinking too hard about this game really, to any extent, I think is problematic. But yeah, we did a bunch of those. We have a handful of costumes left to do. When we do the second level of those, we'll get sort of a boss encounter, which is sometimes an actual boss fight and sometimes something different. And yeah, we'll do a few more of those, probably do a final boss fight, and Bob will be our uncle at that point. Princess Peach could raise the $1.2 million. I mean, if we had $1.2 million, we might be able to bribe Madame Grape out of the theater. Again, I'm not really sure what her motive is, so that might work. But yeah, currently we have the disco ball dress, which is good. Our wardrobe does contain many good dresses and several underwhelming to bad ones. I got this UFO one I don't remember getting, but I obviously did. I don't know, Disco Ball's like one of the better ones, I think. So last time we completed this floor, But we didn't do the boss fight. Every time you like clear all of the stage shows on a floor, you get like a... There's two types of boss fights. There's the boss fight that's like a conclusion that ties up like the story arc of a costume. And then there's boss fights that are like Madame Grape's weird goons that are trying to stop you from freeing the theater. I'm gonna call that the recap. I mean, the plot's obviously not very in-depth or important, but there you go. Oh yeah, now Stella wants all my sparkle gems, which is so rude. Like, get your own, right? The interior of the theater is also extra-dimensional and non-Euclidean. That's true. We're on, like, the 4th floor of, like, a 2-story building. To my earlier point, though, I thought about trying to invest some time in doing, like, just, like, literal YouTube short reviews of, like, some notable Christmas movies for the year. I think even that might take more time than I can really muster. You're not the... I mean, that's Madame Grape. What's she doing? No, I think she showed up last time we had a boss with the weird Cheshire Cat thing. Peach, 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 and Stella, how dare you two make a mess of my glorious plays? Oh, normally these auto-scroll, and this one doesn't for some reason. Real Jane Brady energy you got there, Madame Grape. Clearly I underestimated you. I suppose at this point I could even call you rivals, which is mildly amusing to me. Forgot to mention the theater is filled with gross little freak mutants called Theets. You're right, that was important. I didn't mention the Theets. I came up with some theater-related pun for the Theets I was really proud of, but had no practical application because it didn't apply to anything that happened, but I've forgotten it in the last 2 weeks. Despite your efforts, my preparations to build the ultimate stage for my ultimate tragedy are well underway. My ridiculously circuitous plot is almost 3/4 completed. That was well timed. Unfortunately, you won't be here to see it. Spot, it's playtime. Be a dear and deal with these pesky rodents, will you? I'd really appreciate it if Spot, the Spotlight Lion, had only one line of dialogue and it was, I'm a lion, not a deer. And then we just fought him. I like the design of that line. That's really good. I mean, that's not a particularly good time for that, but like... It's Spot Lion? Okay. Hi, hello? Okay. I forgot what the buttons were. Jumps in a weird place and I was pressing the wrong button for my action that doesn't do anything. I haven't really gathered how I might interact with this guy. Okay, I got myself hurt. That wasn't it. Am I supposed to... Are we like Ganondorfing this? Ganondorf tennis? Yeah, we're Ganondorf tennising this? Charge that baby up! Cyan energy! Psy energy! Give me that. I think it's just worth coins, because I have my bonus hearts from some optional easy mode thing I turned on and I don't care about. It was not clear at the time that that's what we were doing. Bonk. I don't know that I understand the difference between when it's like all shiny background and not. Oh, well, I hate that. That was unexpected. Bonk. Coins. Hello, what are you doing? don't know. What are we doing? Well, that's cheeky. Well, I tried to hit one up into the reflector, and it for sure didn't work, even though I'm pretty sure I aimed up and timed it reasonably, but whatever, the game disagrees. So, oh, that's bad. So, like most bosses in this game, I wouldn't exactly call this hard, but this one's a little bit annoying in the specific sense that, like, it's kind of hard to tell, like, what's gonna happen. Like, he telegraphs his attack. He telegraphs that he's going to attack, but it's frequently very unclear as to, like, what he's going to do. And, like, some of his attacks just hurt you and you can't reflect them. And some of them you could reflect, but wouldn't damage him. Like, it's actually extremely difficult to, like, hit most of these attacks at an angle that would, like, hit him. This is just, like, a really tedious fight, the way it is, like, set up. I think I hit him one more time because I'm bad. I mean, part of it is that I'm bad. Part of it that this is legitimately... Like, what even is the point of that? It takes, like, such a minimal amount of effort to avoid it. But, like, if you don't, like, there's just nothing to do. But, like, because, like, I don't think I can do anything at an angle. And a lot of his attacks come at an angle, which means that, like, there's like, no point to them. I can't hit them back. Could like once per cycle you just have like one shot that's like easy to bounce back? Cause like this feels like this could honestly go on forever in a way that's like not interesting. Like this really feels more like a test of my patience than skill or being narratively interesting. Oh my god. Really? I thought he only took one more hit. That's bad. That's gonna take like 6 more minutes. You can't be near him, it'll hit you. It forces you to stay back. But like, you mostly can't even get near him like at all. I got too engrossed looking at chat. That's my bad. Please hit him. You fighting the lion Digimon who always dies? Nah, I'm pretty sure I'm fighting the lion Digimon who never dies. Is there one of those? I know the one that always dies. Yeah, that was... It's so hard to pick a single least favorite boss fight. We're gonna set baking aside as its own category of hatred. That's a real competitor though, I think. That was not a good boss fight. Like, there wasn't skill, like, that was so much, like, artificial length of fight as substitute for difficulty, which is very tedious. Oh, you got those headphones so much, awesome. Well worth the money. The Amazon worker who dropped them off didn't knock or anything. Yeah, that's not great. But I'm glad that it showed up and then it wasn't an issue. So much of the theater is back to its previous shiny splendor, and it's all thanks to you, Peach. There was some voice for Stella 2 weeks ago. I don't remember what it was. Your Sparkle is the best. We should make a play about you. But before we can do that, we've got to do something about Grape. Top floor is next. Maybe she's there. There's a real, like, what is the name? Gosh, I don't remember the name of that game that we played so much of in elementary school. There's like a video game, maybe one of you remembers it. It's like set in like a TV station. There's like 2 floors of the building. It's like a vaguely educational game. You have to go in all the classrooms and like generally answer these like school subject themed questions. But like there's this like weird robot that like runs around and tries to like chase you, and you have to hit it with like a remote control so that it will like ask you trivia questions or something. Super Solved Midnight Mysteries. Maybe? I mean, I remember the game, the name of the game not appropriately being featured within the game. But like, there was a whole thing where there were like 2 floors to the building. There were like 8 rooms total or something. And it was just like this process of elimination where if you did like every room and like paid a little bit of attention, you would have like a good sense of like where to find the final boss, and just like finding them was the whole thing. It feels like that's what's going on here. Before we go up to the top floor, let's see if there's any other interesting dresses we can buy, because I legitimately do not remember. Hey, what's everyone's favorite costume among the costumes we've seen in this game so far? This will be a fun test of everyone's memory from 2 weeks ago. Marty Mischief is for sure in that game. You're definitely talking about the correct one, Keen. Or at least the correct series, Super Solvers. Ooh, Spot Lion. We got a new one for that. That's pretty good. Lovely. Just lovely. How many, like... Oh, right. The ones we get for Stella are all... Do we have something for Stella that matches our blue? I mean, Blue Ribbon kind of does it. Little front door. Like it says, Kung Fu Peach, not close. Demolition lists frontrunners of Mermaid, Ninja, or Sword. I feel like those are solid picks, Demolition. I don't dislike Kung Fu Peach. I definitely don't understand why. Like, I tried to get a sense of this, and I don't think I got a clear answer last time, but Zach was very smitten with Kung Fu Peach, and the fact that he continues to say it's not close, I just find that a little surprising. I don't fully understand it. This game goes really all out with the costumes. Haven't seen a game with this many options for a long time. You know, like, I agree with that, Keen, and respect to it. Is this game everything I hoped it would be? No, I wouldn't say that. But it's probably about what I should have expected. And like you say, we really did, like, commit to the bit. Alright, so that's, like, superhero, kung fu... Oh, skater. I forgot about ice skater. Mermaid. Let's do ice skater. Thief, pretty good, too. Thief, pretty good.
Let's go.
Not based on logic, just feel it in my heart. I get it. Oh, a parade on ice. Some sort of ice parade. It's different than an ice capade. You're joining the parade. I guess. I don't think I have much say in the matter. Boy, I think I'm gonna be rusty enough at this game with its minimal expectations, and I'm gonna miss a bunch of sugar stars. And frankly, at this point, I'm not even entirely sure that that matters even a little bit. Look at that guy. He doesn't belong on that float. It's our float. Check us out. I'd rather not. Can't have a parade with them around. Alright, that sounds hateful. I like I just spun them into coins. That's some real, like, Rumpelstiltskin energy. I got a thing. Let's start the... Wow, they gave me 2 hearts for that? They ascribed that a higher level of difficulty than I do. They're looking forward to our performance at the main venue. Time to have some fun. Oh, I don't remember how to do these. I think there's, like, rules to these. Like, jump and spin are different? I don't know. So it's not yours. Victory spin! I'm so incredibly powerful. Look at me spin! Okay, I kind of just ran into that guy, don't worry about it. How am I supposed to get... God, I'm blowing it so hard. This is kind of how the first Ice Dance level went. It definitely went better than this. I've for sure missed 2 sugar stars.
Not sure what blowing
I
on
did
that
not
will achieve.
have an expectation. Oh, I was not properly assessing this as... There is a part of me that is tempted to restart this level. I think I have failed 3 out of 4 challenges. I don't know how much I care. How much does chat care? You break the tie. Nice parade, but it takes a hard left turn into Soviet military-style parade. I mean, is that not what this is? I feel like that's what this is already. Chat, okay. I got vote of chat does not care and reset. All right. I'll take it. The thing is, like, it's... all those things happen so quickly, I don't actually think it's that much reset time. It's just, I mean, it's the category of, like, frustrating, like, missable collectibles in this game that are just sort of, like, not actually that difficult to get if you know they're coming. Actually kind of difficult to get if you don't. It's actually a little bit tricky to time the spin to hit them because, like, the cooldown on yours is, like, so weird. There's a playable in-browser version of Super Solver's Midnight Rescue in Discord. That rules.
Shall we sculpt some flesh?
It shouldn't be surprising to me that that's possible, but here we are. Pretty sure I'm gonna have to get all of these glowing lights to get 1 star. Have to beat all the dudes for 1 star. Dude, getting on those platforms sucks. Ooh, that, like, extra range KO'd them or something. I gotta get up here. Dude, that's ungettable. Oh my god. Princess Peach, do a spin! What's wrong with you? Oh, whatever. Stupid. Oh, it only cares about the ones that light... Yeah, I'm not resetting again. The game can eat cards. Yeah, everyone be sad. Everyone be sad in chat. Oh, it's the ribbon guy, I think. I mean, God, these scrolling segments make me so annoyed. Whatever. Guys, it's not going to surprise you to learn I'm not enjoying this level at all. I think on the 3rd attempt, I finally understand what we're going for like a lot of what's going on. This does not help because I'm not restarting again. Really? I thought you'd love this. Zago, I think there are too many people making you do work at work. That's obviously untrue. We've arrived at the main venue. I mean, it looks exactly like where we started, if I can be 100% honest with you. Hi. Looks like it's up to me to finish the parade. Can I be clear about something? I'm not sure this game knows what a parade is. I'm not sure they know what a mural is either. But normally a parade has, like, more than one float or, like, performance. And, like, the performances don't, like, attack the float. That really wasn't a parade, if we're being, like, honest. Haha. The parade is for everyone. It's not for... This parade is not for me. I want to be clear about that. This parade was not made for me. Oh, right. There's the button for this that doesn't do anything else in the game. Lovely. I don't hate the concept of like having the ice dancer try to like hit these patterns in a certain timing, but like they have this like nasty tendency to try to make you do that with like virtually no margin for error, and like sometimes also while you're being like accosted by enemies, which like is probably doable, but I have to tell you it's like not fun at all. Like whether or not I'm good at it, I'm just gonna completely leave that aside, but like I don't think it makes for a fun experience. Okay, they have some cursed Theets back there. Time for the true finale. Now there's like 4 other levels to do, buddy. Alright, I forgot that like, oh my god. Part of this is to like unceremoniously throw that pool around. I think what's actually like crazy and also pretty impressive is that like I think this might be my record worst performance for a level. And that's like assuming that I get the like 1 remaining star or whatever, like I don't even know. But like to think that I will have done worse on a level than like the last 2 baking levels, like kind of hurts. What am I doing? I was looking at chat. Oh, like let's circle him, I guess. Everyone point and laugh. I want him to get, yeah, like I want him to disintegrate like a Sailor Moon villain, just like turn to dust and go like no. Yeah, I think that's genuinely at least like on par for my like worst level performance. That was not a good level. They did not have a good ice dancing parade level idea. All right, time to go to the basement for our punishment. Not given the way the second one went, and like the first one wasn't amazing. A little concerned about what the boss version's gonna look like. Kind of why I wanted to start here. Didn't want to end with that one. 4 out of 7. I think like decent. I think like 5 out of 7 would be respectable. I think like 4 out of 7 is like passable, and that's being generous. But like, I don't know. You don't have to agree. But like, I feel as though there's like a really unnecessary. Like, I think that if you took that same level concept and didn't like just make complete chaos in the first like third of that level and like space that stuff out, like that probably would have been like a relatively fun experience. But like for some reason they were like, no, do it all immediately. Make the level like 3 minutes long. It was just like, I don't know, man. I just feel like we could have handled that better. I know I could have. With like 4 more attempts, I cannot be bothered to do. Alright, where is Ice Dancer Jail? Other side. The only one on the other side. Great work. As always, Vasco. Signed, the internet. Yeah. My feelings about this are not good. Showtime. I feel like the elevator was a latecomer addition after playtesting complaints. I honestly don't know. I think the fact that you gain access to the elevator so late in the game is just perplexing. Like, if you're gonna add the elevator, why wait so long? Like, it's very confusing to me the way it's implemented. Like, literally, it makes more sense. Not surprised they'd be here, too. Yeah, no, that's like the whole game. Hey, Stella, have you been paying attention? XO Gossip Girl. So real for that, Sarah. There's like a out-of-place ribbon. Is that anything? Hey, guys. Boy. I don't... It's really hard for me to explain this. I swear I'm like not trying to suck at this. And it's not, again, it's not exactly like hard. There's just this frustrating thing about being the ice dancer that like they have you do this like weird pseudo combat where you like spin at the enemies and you knock them out or whatever, right? Like not complicated. But the thing is that like it's a little tricky to know when you're in range with like the glidiness of the ice and the hitboxes and whatever. But like once you've started spinning, you don't do damage to them. You only do damage to them when you start spinning near them. But then there's an incredible cooldown on it. So like it's really easy to just like try and hit them, goof it up, be somewhere near them because you want to hit them, and then like not have a sense of like when you're off cooldown to be able to spin and actually hit them again. Like I genuinely don't think I understand why there needs to be such an incredible cooldown on the Ice Dancer spin. Like I don't think it's ruining anyone's life to like make that feel like fun and breezy to play of just like spin, spin, spin. Just I mean, honest to God, who is the target audience of Princess Peach Showtime rated E for everyone? It's gotta be my like 9-year-old niece, right? Like this game has to be made with her in mind. Do you think she wants to wait like a full 6 seconds to start spinning again? Nah, she wants to spin nonstop. I don't know, man. I have comments. I'm making them constantly. It's just so stupidly easy to get hit. You can't spin no, not even remotely can you spin nonstop. Okay. Let me demonstrate as best I can. I'm going to try and spin twice in as rapid succession as I can. And I'm going to call them out when they happen, right? Spin one. Okay, that was much quicker than it's usually doing. Spin one. Now that I'm not in battle, it's doing it really fast. Maybe I have some kind of user error, but like when I am in a fight, like I am like just dropping dead. I can't explain it. Brian Boitano could spin nonstop. I mean, he understands how spot turns work, right? That's all we're talking about. Might be a chip issue. Explain what you mean. Too many assets, animations. Interesting. Maybe. Yeah, the game is definitely gaslighting me. Which, like, if there's one thing I associate with Princess Peach Showtime, it's gaslighting. See the entirety of baking. Look, it's the Sparkla. We'll save you. Oh, dearest Stella, you came for me. Why does the, like, chief ice dancer have the appearance of, like, an old man? They also seem to think that the evil ice dancer is, like, way cooler than I do. Maybe someone's into it. Like, I don't think it's that cool. Come to witness my greatest performance, or maybe you, like that Sparkla, are here to trip me up. Does he ever stop? Okay. Awesome. Love the massive quantity of very difficult to dodge falling icicles. Really, like, super duper unclear as to, like... So annoying. Like all things, I feel like there's a missed opportunity to just make the ice dancing into, like, Pretty Princess Beyblade. Why would I be able to get hit by that? That's so vexing. I don't really understand what we're doing. I don't know why he's, like, stunned right now. Your grace has touched my soul. I cease to exist. Goodbye! Thank you so much for helping me. Alright, I guess it's just like a crown of blue feathers that look like a Picard horseshoe haircut. Maybe it's a pretty lady ice dancer. I don't know. Hey, it's time we escaped. I believe we could get out that way. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the only way the screen goes. Let's jump together. I mean, I don't know about that. Well, that was very graceful. We're performing together already. Let's keep going. If you insist. If we work together, we can get through this. Oh, I don't know about that. Hey, good news, everyone. There's some unexplained mechanic that requires me to throw her or something, and it didn't teach me that. Instead, it just insta-killed me. So that's a choice that was made. Can I just jump over these? No, I can't. Oh, I'm just supposed to go around them in that small absence of three-dimensional space. Man, it sucks here. There's something, like, I know I'm just griping, but, like, there's something that is annoying to me, and I think this has happened in at least one of the other levels, but I don't remember which one off the top of my head. But, like, she's like, if we work together, we'll be amazing! And she has contributed nothing. Like, I feel like, again, I'm being gaslit, that, like, I feel like I'm set up to believe that something is different now that we're working together. And the controls are virtually the same because, like, she's not contributing anything to this relationship. And the fact that I have an expectation that something has improved has led me to get hit, like, 4 times in a row. Oh, I hate the time on this stupid... Okay, I got insta-dead again. This, Ice Dance is going to be my second least favorite in terms of game mechanics. I do still... Wow, when you die, it doesn't reset your hearts, huh? So, like, it just sets you back to a checkpoint and then, like, kicks you in the junk, huh? Okay, yeah, alright, fine. Definitely one of those situations where you're just, like, better off, like, dying in the video game. Is it possible? Can I, Oh, sick.
No way.
I know. So shocking and disappointing. Now do I get my health reset? Oh, apparently if you hard die, you lose 10 coins. Who knew? I do still think that the Ice Dancer costume and the idea behind the Ice Dancer costume rank pretty highly. The execution is not so good. I looked at chat for half a second and ran directly into a guy. God, it really... I'm literally trying. These, like, instant death spikes are so aggressive. It's, like, it's genuinely shocking. I don't know who the target audience in this game is. Oh my god, just hit them with your spinning twirl. Just twirl into them, Princess Peach. Oh, just go away. Can I have that? What's required? Not if... Okay. Well, that's bad. Well, I can't hang out and, like, try to do something clever because the instant death spike will immediately kill it. I don't know who thought that was a reasonable obstacle. I don't know. Like, we all know that I am, like, inordinately sensitive to, like, high pressure, like, timed scenarios in video games. Because just, like, I just do not find that fun. But, like, does Ice Dancer genuinely to you, like, answer this honest, like, dunk on me if you have to. Like, I'm asking this sincerely. Does Ice Dancer feel like it is a magical girl occupation that requires a sense of, like, time pressure or else you get crushed by a giant icicle? Like, I'm struggling to understand why conceptually this felt like the way to handle this. This is theater in the back rooms, it never ends. I mean, I'm definitely taking psychic damage I would expect from... Oh, that was apparently the end of the level, I guess. I'm taking psychic damage I would expect from, like, existing in a liminal space. Apparently somewhere in this level you collect the ribbon. God knows where. I'm a little curious how we think we're gonna end the, like, there has to be some thing at the end of the game that like causes all the Sparklas to like work together to make a spirit bomb or something, right? Sagula says, I think the instant death ice wall is this video game's way of kicking you in the Jacobs for literally no reason. I mean, I definitely agree with you, though I am biased. But also, like, it has multiple ways of doing that. Were you here for baking? It was awful. I wanted to do crimes. I'm gonna do... Zakula, is it a good time to do Kung Fu Peach? Because if not, I'll stall. But if they're not making you work at work, we can go ahead and do that. Baking was some kind of infinite torture engine. Certainly for me it was. All right, let's do Kung Fu Peach. Let's go. Super quiet. This is kind of like Strong Sad. Anyone see the they did a new Strong Bad email, the Homestar Runner guys, like a few weeks ago. People were shocked because it like wasn't a Halloween special, which is like normally one of the few things they'll do. Because of the way that like the text box was moving while that guy was running, and he said "Father." For some reason, I just read that as earlier, and I was really confused as to like what were they having like a meta commentary on trying to like tell the story or something. Nico says, I have good news. I replaced the fridge freezer during the Black Friday sales. The new one has a water dispenser and doors that don't fall off. Those are both great features to a freezer. Congratulations on that. I am happy for you. Nice fridge is a great get. I had like a pretty good fridge that my parents got me at like, I think on some kind of holiday sale at my apartment in the blast furnace for years. But what I didn't realize when I moved in is that there was no applicable like water line to hook up to it. So like there was no way to get like it to dispense water, which would have been nice. Although like it would have come directly from the North Hollywood water line, which not great, Bob. But now I have like double filtered fridge door water in like a really nice fridge that came with this house. I did have to arrange to have the fridge at the apartment thrown out. I was like, listen, landlady, I don't, this fridge is not top of the line. It doesn't seem like it is worth moving it cross country in the limited moving space that we have. Do you want it as like a selling point of like free fridge in the apartment? Because like I had to buy this. And she was like, her response, like, there was no attempt to connect on a human level, which is not extremely out of pocket for my old landlady. As you probably remember, I did not get along extremely well with her, but like I made an effort many times. But her response to that
Shall
was,
sculpt some
if you leave the fridge, you will be fine. It's like, all right. I mean, I don't know that you needed to take the fully passive-aggressive approach there, but okay. Yeah, arranging to have an appliance thrown out does suck. It's not great. It's not as bad as trying to play the baking level of Princess Peach Showtime, but it's like not good. All right, Kung Fu. Oh yeah, she like kicks real fast. Yes, it me. Hello. No. I'm talking about when I mention North Hollywood, I'm talking about North Hollywood, the neighborhood in California where I lived for over 10 years that I moved from last year to Central Florida, not Hollywood, Florida. To be fair, it's questionable whether landlords are even human. That is true. When will you learn? When will you learn? I kick you apart. I save children, but not the British children. Haha, I found the secret room full of pots. It's the guy who gives ribbons. I knew he would be here. I will continue to kick. Florida is a weird place. I can't say that I've been. What is weird about it? So this Chun-Li looking Theet is the daughter of the Kung Fu Master? Wait a minute. Shouldn't the Kung Fu Master be the Sparkla of this place? But like, we rescued him last time. We saw him at the start of this, right? Am I crazy? It says Kung Fu Peach is pretty good. The outfits are so good. The outfits are really good in this game. The gameplay represented by the outfits is not created equal, but the outfits are really good. Legitimately though, even in terms of just raw outfit and setting game mechanics aside, Baking Peach is like not particularly exciting. I genuinely think that would also be on the low end of costumes in terms of just design. Sorry, I felt like I had to pause because every time I didn't pause, I got like hit by an airplane. The game has not been like super chill today. There's something spinning on the top of this thing. It's coins. I don't know what I expected. I mean, I do appreciate... So, like, I would love to draw your attention to the stark contrast in, like, the fluid... Like, I truly believe that the triptych of costume-themed levels were each developed by, like, completely separate people. Because, like, there's so much freedom of movement and fluidity and, like, great game feel to just, like, kicking once as Kung Fu Peach and, like, hitting, like, 6 dudes and they all fall down. Which, like, is kind of emblematic of certain, like, Kung Fu movies and stuff like that. But, like, when you compare it to, like, how awkward and cumbersome Ice Dancer is to, like, do its version of combat... where, like, you spin into the guys, and you also would take damage by spinning into the guys, like, and, like, the spin has, like, the awkward cooldown that the second I tried to, like, draw attention to it, it, like, wasn't a hindrance, but anytime I was in combat, I just, like, bonked directly into some idiot. Like, it feels, like, I don't think I've ever had a problem playing as, like, I think I had, like, extremely rare issues with, like, timing something as, like, Swordsman Peach. I've had, like, none issues as Kung Fu Peach. I think even, like, Superhero Peach was sort of, like, solid. I think there were a couple, like, weird things about it, but they weren't, like, mechanical as much as they were just, like, the level design called for something weird to happen. But, like, it's just such an incredibly huge difference in my mind. And it's so, like, emblematic of the game at large, I feel. Of just, like, some of these feel great to do, and, like, some of them feel awful. That spotlight is not, like, a pose thing that I can do. It doesn't look like it. Like, there's clearly a big old spotlight, but it doesn't look like it's highlighting a spot where I could, like, find a secret room or I just completely did not hit that pole. A second time did I do that. I think Princess Peach is trying to tell me something that she doesn't want to be on the pole. And you can do with that information what you will. I think that's a reasonable expectation. It doesn't seem like there's a cool thing for me to, like, jump up to. I don't know why I'm suddenly obsessed with finding a secret thing. Neko said, the gameplay for ice skating Peach is upsetting to watch. Love ice levels, but the movement looks so limited. I mean, not only that, because I do agree with that, but, like, also, I genuinely, and, like, maybe this is putting it better than when I tried to say it before, but, like, I think there's genuinely something that's, like, directly opposite to what seems like fun about being Ice Dancer Princess Peach, to, like, having the forced scrolling sections. Like, it feels like what you want to do is, like, twirl around and look cool and, like, be amazing. Like, that feels like what Ice Dancer wants to do. Instead, like, 2 of those 3 levels, and I think even the first one to a much lesser extent, was like, move forward at a rapid pace or you will be smushed to death. And it's like, but that, like, that's, like, speed skating. That's, like, an Olympic event that's separate from, like, ice dancing. Kick you apart. Thanks for the thing. It also put me directly in a secret room. Goodbye. I was hoping you'd kick the big-nosed freak. I did, but there's more than one of them is the problem. Wait, so speaking of ice sports, I keep seeing people on TikTok calling hockey the boy aquarium, and I really love that. Why is it the boy aquarium? Oh, it's the boy aquarium because the glass... It's like you're watching the boys through the glass that you... Okay, I understand. Okay, no, that's pretty good. Ah, we meet again. I don't know why this guy is so, like, particularly puppety. I'll show you the meaning of pain. Forget the pain you felt in the dream, old man. How many times am I gonna have to teach you this lesson, old man? Oh, I forgot that, like, one of the things this game really likes to do is to, like, design all of its boss fights so that, like, you're supposed to, like, borderline take damage. It actually, I mean, that's true of the ice dancing, just, like, regular enemies as well. That's such an odd choice. Like, that's something that, like, you don't even really do in, like, games like Dark Souls that are all, like, careful combat management. Like, I don't know why this game is so obsessed with, like, the only way you can hurt them is to, like, not just, like, be in a risky, like, position where they might be able to hit you, but to, like, basically wait for their fists to be, like, flying at your face, and that's, like, the one moment you can counterattack. There are, like, a bunch of things that work that way in this game, and it feels really unintuitive to me. Okay, now hold on. Neko says, wouldn't boy aquarium be blitzball, not hockey? Aquariums aren't aquariums without water. Boys playing hockey in glass enclosure would only be a boy terrarium. Reasonable argument. But Zagu's response is, what is blitzball? And I don't know. I mean, I can answer that in something of a literal sense, but, like, I don't know how you've gotten this far without knowing what blitzball is. Blitzball is a fictional sport in the game of Final Fantasy X, where, like, some magical gyroscopic nonsense creates, like, a floating sphere of water that has, like, football/soccer style goals at either end, and, like, a team of, what is it, like, 5 people, or, like, 5 people and a goalie, something like that. And I mean, yeah, it's basically like the concept is that it's like 3-dimensional, like, underwater soccer, more or less, but in practice is played on a 2-dimensional plane, which makes it really confusing. The only Final Fantasy game I've played is 15. I guess that's not an unreasonable take. Although, to be honest, I really hated Final Fantasy 15. I really did end up hating that. That was a weird noise that guy made when he ran away. It's just so awesome. Like, whoever made this level, like, gets it. Because, like, it's so satisfying to just, like, I like that because they've given you a more powerful, like, fighting ability, they understand that they can also give you, like, a bunch more enemies at a time without actually scaling up the difficulty, but making you feel more powerful. Like, that is actual clever level design. Of, like, yeah, she's, like, fighting Princess Peach. So just, like, throw a bunch of, like, random dudes in her direction, and she just, like, mows them down because she's a kung fu master. Like, that gameplay actually makes you feel like a kung fu master. Or to put it in the parlance of game reviewers from several years ago, it makes you feel like you're Spider-Man. History says, I've never heard any gamer say they hate Final Fantasy. I actually find that somewhat difficult to believe. It's not that I hate all Final Fantasy, that's not true. I like 10, I like 7, I think I like 8 more than most people. I've played some of the older ones. I don't know, there was some clunkiness in them that made it a little hard for me to get invested in them with the relative length of those games. That jerk sucks. I'm gonna kick these guys. But man, I hated Final Fantasy 15. I did not get that far in it, but, like, I found that, like, even early in the game, they, like, set up this weird mechanic where, like, the representatives of the villain force would come in these, like, weirdly triggered. Like, if they spotted you, they would, like, drop a dropship of enemies. And then, like, if you were in a fight with a bunch of enemies, they would send a dropship of enemies after a while. So, like, early in the game, I found that, like, I just somehow accidentally triggered, like, an infinite amount of, like, bad guys to spawn. And it was just like, oh, I hate this. But, like, also, and, like, I've like, literally seen people do, like, video essays on Final Fantasy 15 and how, like, how little the game mechanics actually matter for the most part, of how you can, like, kind of just, like, do the basic, like, attack and sort of fly through the air and beat, like, basically everything in the game. It's just like, it's a game that's designed to look cool, and it does, and it presents a world that seems like it would be really interesting to, like, learn more about, but, like, the gameplay, in my opinion, ended up being super dull, and then, like, hindered even further by, like, taking something that was dull and, like, creating these potentially, like, extremely monotonous sections. Didn't we already save this girl? Were they twins? Were they roommates? I don't know what's going on. I don't really need to beat... That could have been an email. I knew there'd be one of these around here. Psycho says, the ones I tried to play and didn't like stop pretty early were 10 and 13. Do you remember where in 10 you stopped, just out of curiosity? I definitely understand 10 not being forever, and I'm not trying to, like, tell you should, like, play more of it and you'll love it or something, but, like, I'm just curious, like, what in particular unsold you on it. The other one is 13. I have not played 13. I've seen a little bit of 13, and I know, like, the complaints about it. I mean, I think that if I had tried to make an earnest effort to play 13, I would have quit really early, because, like, that game might be the worst Final Fantasy for trying to tell its story, because of whatever the lassie and the post-lassie and all that. Like, I've seen, like, multiple people, like, do reviews and essays and things about the game, and I think I have some vague understanding of it now after all of that time invested. But I think if I, like, tried playing that game and trying to understand it, like, in real time as the story was going on, I think I would have lost my gosh darn mind. I kicked that guy. You have a thing for me? I had no idea there were so many, like, identical kung fu princesses. I'm going this way. I don't know why that's set up that way. It feels odd. Oh. Wait a minute. There's clearly something up there. Hold on. I'm gonna figure this out maybe. Probably. Shut up. Everyone stop doubting me in chat. Why am I failing that so badly? Is it on a different plane? Well, that was obviously bad. Aha! Fox. I mean, look at how much it rules to just, like, kick a bunch of pots. Like, didn't we learn that from the interstitials in Street Fighter 2 back in the day? I guess the only part of Final Fantasy 15 I didn't enjoy was when it was actually like you have to learn the fishing. Oh, did they make you play the fishing minigame? That must be why that got a whole dedicated card in the Final Fantasy themed Magic the Gathering set. I thought it was weird that the fishing side quest from 15 actually got a card, but there you go. Yeah, I'm not much for fishing minigames. I guess since he also did not play the Final Fantasy 15 virtual reality fishing game, he has a virtual reality thing. He's only used it twice because it makes him queasy. Yeah, I do not... Oh, hang on. Look at that secret that I didn't know was there. I like that it stacks us on top of each other. Yeah, I have not typically had good experiences with virtual reality. I like immediately feel queasy and disoriented and unhappy. One of the only things that would really, I mean, like maybe if we like somehow convinced me that we had like hard improved the technology, I'd be like, I'll give it a shot. But like one of the only things that exists that intrigues me is like, I know that there is a Sam and Max virtual reality game that I have not played, which is kind of funny because in Sam and Max Hit the Road, they play like a super unbelievably rudimentary virtual reality game that's like plot critical. And they're like Sailor Scouts or something? They're like color coordinated fighting women. Let's see how you handle this. Probably poorly, if I had to guess. Hang on. I don't know what's going on. Ooh. Oh my god. He has like curveballs and stuff. Ooh. The timing on the second one in a row is rough. I am not good at it, it turns out. Alright, that turned out alright. But, like, it felt weird that that wasn't, like, an established, like, thing. Like, they just, like, randomly introduced that, like, boss mechanic you could, like, easily fail at all of a sudden. That, like, wasn't a thing we had done as this character before.
Thank you.
But look at that. Unlike the ice dancing level, we got, like, hundreds of coins, a ribbon, and every possible star. Amazing. Incroyable. We have 1,000 coins. We could probably buy an ice dress if one existed. But not a real green dress. That's cruel. I'd like the blue spotlight dress. I wouldn't say it's the best one, but I do like it. It's good. Alright, let's go do Kung Fu Boss. Actually, I'm sorry. I do need to draw our attention real quick. Why are the fireworks going off if this place is like under siege by Madame Grape and everything is ruined? Shouldn't like something else be happening? Maybe it's bonfire night. I don't know what that is. What is that? It's somewhere over here. Maybe it's not fireworks. Maybe it's just pretty artillery shells. For some reason, I was convinced you were going for a maybe it's Maybelline. I have been seeing these ads for a jeweler recently. I don't know if it's a local one. I haven't been paying that close attention. But one of them is like, maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's tourmaline. Just buy jewelry. I don't know why. I do think that's a funny commercial. Since an ominous presence, something Sparklas. All the Marklars on Marklar are called Sparklas. Hey, I found the ribbon guy by kicking stuff. Awesome. I love his little look at his little dance. Look at him dance. Look at him. Clearly, they're trying to prevent us from moving forward. Yeah, I mean, they're the bank. That's, yeah. I don't feel like that needs to be... Oh, I don't like these guys. They block, like, constantly. It's really hard to actually hit them. I do not understand why the, like, boss costume levels have, like, music like Zero Escape Rooms. Like, I like that music, but it feels like a weird... I guess it's supposed to be because, like, the spooky otherworldly stuff going on in, like, the background of these levels, but, like, because it's the background and because of the way, like, the visuals of the levels are designed, they're not usually, like, super much in focus. There's a little... another one of these guys? Yeah, you do that. I jumped too far away. Someone got a cheap shot on him. Get wrecked. Okay. Good to know that that's the thing that we're now dealing with. That felt weird. Oh, sick. Wow. Hey gang, guess who's doing somehow insanely bad at this level? Is that possible? I genuinely don't feel like I missed anything. Also, we haven't been in the level that long. How is it the 4th of 5? What did I miss? So many of these guys. I hate the bow staff guys. They block so hard. Like they're just like another example of like you basically have to let them like graze your face with the staff in order to even have a shot at hitting them. Is this like really the end of the... I'm so confounded by this. Like, the level wasn't even that long. Where were there 3 stars? I even found like the secret guy hiding in a rock. I feel like I kicked everything. I feel like I kicked everything. Like, where are there 3 stars? Oh no, it's Kung Fu Sparklas. Oh my god. Madame Grape, great power upon me. Now you'll experience it. Oh, that looks annoying. I mean, this definitely looks like it's the end of the level, and I really, truly, honest to God, have no idea how that's true. That looked like I failed, but I think I succeeded at that. That was unexpected. That's never how any of those have worked before. Alright, one down, I guess. Yeah, give me that. I'm really bad at whatever's going on. I feel like that is one of the first times this game has adequately rated the difficulty of its own challenge. That wasn't like unreasonable, but that was like one of the tougher actual skill ranked things in the game. And they're like, yeah, have 3 hearts for that. Time on these is so weird. I'm like actually gonna die. Oh my god, it's so annoying. Like it's just it's so like quintessential like baseball like change up pitch of like he throws it really fast, but then when it leaves its hand, it goes like slow. And much like the spinning thing, if you like kick, there's some cooldown on it. It's not like atrocious like with the ice dancing, but like if you kick, like enough time passes that you get hit in the head with like a purple plasma ball. I'm so bad at this. I'm unbelievably bad at this. I'm so bad at this. Like, I think I understand what I'm supposed to do. And I even understand how the game thinks that it trained me to do this. Like, I'm supposed to wait for the gold shine thing to appear. I actually think I net got more coins by, like, dying than I would have otherwise. But, like, so my experience with, like, the earlier Kung Fu stuff was kind of just that you were supposed to, like, mash the kick button when, like, you got close enough to him. So, like, that's probably some amount on me, but that is the lesson that I feel like the game taught me. Like, it did not feel like the game actually taught me about, like, carefully timing attacks. It, like, literally took me until, like, the very last possible part of using this costume to realize what the game thought it was teaching me. And I'm legitimately unclear how much of that is on me and how much of that is on the game. I really do not know. But, like, I cannot begin to guess where I missed stars in this level. I have no idea. I desperately need Kung Fu Theets to be dead. You and me both, brother. Zeka also said, I told you guys I think I may have anchored some kind of spirit of nature. I keep having nightmares about a bear. It started a couple weeks ago. It's not every night, but it's happened enough times for it to be weird. Did you happen to watch, like, unedited footage of a bear? Like, that might give you some nightmares, although they wouldn't necessarily be bear related, which you would understand if you had seen unedited footage of a bear. Because it's talking about bonfire night made me want spiced cake, so I got some. Good on you. I also recommend the apple pie milkshake from Arby's. I don't think they have Arby's in the UK. I think it's probably against the law to have an Arby's in the UK. Bonfire night is a big fireworks holiday in the UK. Build bonfires, set off fireworks, eat spiced cakes. What sort of spiced cakes? Is there, like, a particular spice or blend of spices, the way, like, pumpkin spice is a thing? Unedited footage of a bear did actually give me nightmares the first time I saw it. That makes sense. It's really messed up. But you know, if the nightmares had nothing to do with bears, that's also expected. If you've seen unedited footage of a bear, you know it has very little to do with the bears. Ooh, gingerbread cake. Let's go. Looks like superheroes gonna go into space. Mighty Mission: The Rescue. Mighty Mission: sounds like a mission I don't want to go on, if I could be honest with you. So her power... Oh god, we're doing, like, Captain America and the Avengers, the arcade game. They abducted our scientists. They must be planning to research for evil purposes. We must rescue them. Copy that. Here they come. Another scrolling section. These are consistently not a strong point of this video game, in my estimation. I would genuinely like this entire game a good amount better if we were doing few to none, like, mandatory scrolling sections. Oh my god. I'm doing, like, a super heinous job all of a sudden. I was doing great, and then, like, Professor Idiot Stein got shot, like, 4 times in a row, and I think he has 5 hit points. But it does seem a bit odd to me that they would be focused on trying to blow up Professor Professorson instead of, like, the lady who's trying to punch them to death. I don't know if there's, like, a punishment for me having missed killing a single ship. I don't know how any of this works. Also, boulders are completely immune to space punches. Do with that information what you will. I got a ribbon somehow. Ooh, Adult Swim, Oscar release, Smiling Friends enjoy it. I know of it, I've never watched it. I've seen some like clips of it that they don't necessarily seem like my kind of thing. I mean, I have to assume that like I lost the star because I missed like I promise you 1 out of like 30 enemies or something, which feels like needlessly punitive. This house has people in it also gave me weird dreams. Yeah, that one's really messed up too. Those are like 2 of the more messed up infomercials. I like a lot of the infomercials though. How do I fight it? Wait, how do I fight it? I like literally... No, like tell me how I fight it. It's dumb as crap, man. Again, it's a case where you like have to let it like punch you in order to be able to attack it. I feel like whoever made the majority of this game doesn't understand that like an effective fighter is like not actively trying to kill themselves at all times. Like typically one might avoid attacks and then launch attacks of their own rather than like let me constantly take every punch to the face and hope that sometimes I counterattack them. Why was that worth 2 stars? I did worse at that than the first part. Alright, I guess it's time to land. Hopefully that means we're not auto-scrolling for the entire level. I mean, the spaceship thing looks cool, but like the gameplay doesn't, I feel like, add anything of particular value.
I'm here.
3-point landing. We'll search for the base from the sky. So are these guys also scientists? Okay, we're not auto-scrolling in this exact minute. Greetings! You won't get past us. Hello, you must die. Listen, maybe just stay in the van. You catch my meaning? We're so grateful you're here with us. Yeah, because, like, you'd be dead otherwise. Maybe didn't mean to throw that bus. I'm not sure. No, it's fine. It was just hiding a secret room. Okay, cool, I guess.
Super.
Well, I'm halfway there. Got a bus, bro. It's gotta be something to throw the bus at. Living on a prayer. Always living on a prayer in this game. Oh god, it's a forced scrolling section. Why did I not anticipate this? You will not reach the base. Would you say that all my base are belong to you? Well, I think I got the right idea here. Jump and bus. God, it's so close. Wait, are the other buses irrelevant? Hey, it'd be great if I could, like... have control. It's fun, I guess. It's just a quick time event or something. Throw the bus at the Theets. This will get on stars like candy. Maybe that's what happened in Kung Fu level. Is I missed like some single thing that was worth like 3 stars or something. I don't know, man. Throw the bus at the Theets. I don't think you understand that this game is hard-coded to think I don't want to do feet violence. Take things that didn't need to be a quick time event for 500, Alex. Yep, I'll second that. You found the daily double, Zacula. How did that not hit this idiot? Why do these guys have swords if they're, like, as incompetent at fighting as actual Vasco is? Nicholas says she hears that quote often, but why is it Alex? Because it's a reference to Alex Trebek, who was host of the TV show Jeopardy, which is a trivia show for an extremely long time. I have no idea how many actual years that was, but many, many years. So you would, like, choose a category and, like, the level of prize money that answering the question would be worth, and you would pose it to the host, Alex Trebek. Big Punch Man robot. My system is charged up and ready to activate. I wouldn't say that in mixed company. You think you can handle this for it? I don't know what you're... What's happening? There was like an Ultraman thing before, right? I don't remember what came of that. Eliminate the threat. No, you. It was really unclear, but apparently I grabbed it and did good. It kind of just like started moving around. I don't know. I did it? Close enough, I guess. Now there's a British version of Jeopardy. I did not know that.
Thank you very much.
We did okay. Countdown. I don't know much about Countdown. I know there's an episode of the IT Crowd about it. I think the first rule of Street Countdown is that you should tell everyone about Street Countdown because it's really neat and we don't have enough people playing it or something like that. I don't remember the exact quote, but it's something like that. It may be a mistake, but I have saved the finale of Mermaid Peach for last. And then final boss lady question mark? And then, like, hopefully at that point I get like $1.2 million, or else, I mean, I don't know what's going to come of the local carnival. You know, considering the fact that the game has, like, full control over the way that these doors are dispersed because you can't proceed to one level until you hit the next one, it feels like they could have done this in a much more elegant way. Like, saving these 4 on the bottom floor to all be the ones that are on, like, the top floor because you're most likely to need the elevator to do them because they give you the elevator so late. Dane says, for the final level, Peach has to put on the local carnival all by herself. God, you know what? If that doesn't sound like the whole vibe of this game, I don't know what does. Nicholas says, Vasco, I suggest watching 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown. It's the same as regular Countdown, except everyone playing is a comedian, and it's really funny.
Showtime.
I don't know how to interpret 8 out of 10 cats. Moss is even on it. I mean, that's a good selling point. He's great. What was insane about that awful movie with the $1.2 million price tag to do the local carnival, though, is like also that they spent an absolutely... Hold on. I'm monitoring the progress of Princess Peach. It's a good thing I did. I'm picking up the Sparklas distress signal slightly further to the right. I don't know what kind of trouble they're in, so I'll come with you. Oh, that sounds bad. So much of the runtime of that movie was just people making the same argument over and over that this, like, businesswoman who, like, tanked her career through, like, an actual, like, legitimate, like, misconduct at work. Like, she, like, violated a contract. They did a really weird job of setting it up to try and make it seem like she wasn't the bad guy, but, like, she violated a contractual agreement with, like, another company, and, like, that company tried to sue her company and she got fired. It's like, well, yeah, because you shouldn't do that. But then, like, as a result, she was just, like, super salty, and everyone was just trying to be like, you should do, like, the Spirit of Christmas thing and use your business savvy to help us raise $1.2 million for the local carnival. And, like, it just kept being conversations that are like, it means a lot to the community to do this, and we know that you're capable of doing it. You should consider helping out. And she's just kind of like, nah. And then that happened, like, 13 more times. And then finally, like, the movie was, like, 2/3 over, and she's like, you know what? I guess I'll raise the money. And in, like, one montage later, they had most of it. It was stupid. It was a really bad movie. I don't know what he means by he's gonna follow me, but I don't think I'm gonna like it. Oh, I don't like it. I immediately don't like it. Look out! In what way can I look out? They're in the background. They're not in the background anymore. Ah, both sides. The distress signal is weak. Great, one less Theet in the world. Tell me something problematic. Great, 2 less Theets in the world. What's the problem? You will not interfere. Beep boop. Robo Squid. This isn't good. The professor's been captured. Nah, that's fine. I think that's fine. Doesn't seem that bad to me. Crush my ride. You are meant to pimp the ride. And ride the skateboard. Can I, like... Oh, I can. Give me that ribbon. I got 1 star. I'm shocked it wasn't like the 4th out of 5 stars. Oh, apparently I have control of the game again. She has arrived! I mean, it doesn't sound very romantic, but I mean, good for her. Seeing secret stuff? Shh, secret stuff. Back here. I don't know if that was like supposed to be hard or if I just missed the secret thing. I have no idea. Like I clowned that guy. There's like a whole boss arena, and I just like immediately punched him twice. Like they did not see me coming on this particular one. Yeah, I don't see anything I missed here. I think this was just supposed to be harder than it was, which is really funny compared to so much of the rest of the game. Hello. Like flying. Two of them. I have 2 of them. I should be able to unlock it. Alright, do it. Impress me.
Do the rocks matter? Like, you don't get a ton of lead time to actually try and, like, stop them from hitting the ground. I don't know how important that is, but, like, it's shockingly annoying. Oh my god, punch in the correct direction. For Gluck's sake. I'm guessing I, like, don't get a star because he got hit? Yeah, awesome. So much fun. Looks like he's got a star on his shirt. That's for me? Is that for me? That was me at my most heroic. Have you been watching? I'm absolutely blowing at this. Our escape isn't going to be so easy. I don't know, like, half the time they say that, and then I, like, traverse one screen, and they're like, thank God we did it! That's become very big. Very big! Oh no, we're just flying, we're just jetpacking. That's like way less exciting. I know I'm not the one being thrown, but I still sort of feel like we should have communicated more clearly that one of us was going to get thrown. This is like teamwork, and it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna throw you. Like, I did not get the impression that he had necessarily agreed to that. I think I might be a little upset in his position if he's like, yes, let's work together and blast through this, and she's like, you idiot, I'm gonna throw you like a bunch of meteors. Okay, we're combining our powers, but this time we're just punching, which is not the same.
Thank you very much.
So you get that ribbon, though. I mean, all things considered, we have attained a relatively high percentage of the stars in the game. But, like, I honestly care less about that than I do about the fact that this game's handling of difficulty and fun factor are just so wildly inconsistent. I'm not even sure that I would mind the relative difficulty of some of the stuff in this game if it was just, like, consistent. Although, like, honestly, like, kind of a lot of the things that are difficult either because of, like, some artificial factor, just, like, putting a time limit on something that's, like, kind of precise or something like that. Or just, like, the controls not actually being super responsive. So, like, if it wanted to be more difficult, I think it would be good for it to, like, actually focus on legitimate difficulty. The fact that we threw a Theet into not a volcano is very disappointing. Instructions unclear. Threw a Theet into 6 meteors and 2 buses. These are some good dresses. Zacula,
Yes.
I'm gonna wear this dragon dress. It's
Lovely.
Kung Fu Lady themed. Let's see. Guess I have to do this manually. By which I mean, like, go into basically the same menu, but not in a store. You got for, like, it's kind of close. Kung Fu ribbon is not a good match for the Kung Fu dress color. I'm just gonna go with the orange one. It's orange, just like my red shirt. Eh, Zacula? I sure hope we get like a really good mermaid dress for all our trouble. I like that one of the pre-made ice cream cakes that you can buy from Dairy Queen just has a bunch of mermaid tail decorations on it. Like, I just feel like the ice cream loving little girls of the world need a Dairy Queen mermaid cake. That shirt is red. I'm a monkey's uncle. I did not know that you had a sibling who was married to a primate in that way, Zacula. It's snowing. I'll say that it's snowing is one of my, like, holy crap. Look at that ghost ship. I'll say that, like, a character spontaneously saying, it's snowing, as if, like, that's supposed to magically make everything better is, like, a not loved Christmas movie trope. Someone was asking me about... I don't have any, like, guide fish. Don't I need those? Are they in this room? Hello, fish? Become friend. He's very flounder-coated. That feels very deliberate. Oh, this part's different than the fish in the previous chapter, which isn't confusing at all. Fortunately, it would be bad if that was confusing. Wink or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. This is one good fish. That'll do, fish. That'll do. I'm begging your pardon? Hey, anyone... Hold on. Is there a star hidden in here? Because if not, I'm going to be, like, real confused. It's actually snowing on you right now. No, that's fine. I'm just saying... I don't know if you're familiar with this. This, like, I feel like in the, like, late 2000s into, like, the mid, like, 20-teens, it was this huge trope where, like, basically... You know, like, that bit at the end of Christmas Carol where, like, Tiny Tim is like, God bless us, everyone. And it's kind of supposed to be this unifying moment of, like, the acceptance of, like, others and, like, Scrooge appreciating, like, human connection and stuff like that. Like, it kind of thematically ties everything together and kind of puts a button on the whole movie. Like, movies would randomly do... Like, you'd basically write, like, a garbage movie... And then, like, no one can figure out how to end it. And then they just be like, it's snowing! And then everyone goes outside and looks at the snow and they're like, we did it! Christmas is solved! And it's like, what? Like, you just, like, forgot to write the end of the movie and just got so excited about it snowing you tried to gaslight me into thinking that saved the day. I saved everyone? I did, and that was the first star. Everything is fine. I fixed it. I fixed it. And I'm leaving now. I have one really good fish. Before I had like a bunch of garbage fish. Look at me go. Or listen to me go. But like, again, even just like contrast this against Ice Dancer, right? Like, they were like, oh, spooky ghost ship. And like, they could make it like a side-scrolling thing and it would suck. But like, I don't know, it was kind of nice to just like float around here and get one magical fish and just like sing everyone better. Is it, like, super amazing gameplay? No. Is it, like, the exact type of gameplay that I expect and want from Princess Peach Showtime? Yes. Like, I can't think of anything more emblematic than just swim around and magically sing everyone better with my mermaid powers in terms of, like, what I want and need from this game. Now, of course, I've said all that, and we're definitely just doing mandatory side-scrolling boat garbage. We're gonna try our best and probably get real big mad if I can like level with you. Make them better. Oh my god, there's so many, too many of these. It definitely just like sat on that rock while it like beat me in the head. And like again, I feel like this gameplay section is worse for the mandatory scrolling, but this game is just obsessed with it. What's a garbage fish? Tilapia? I mean, as someone who doesn't eat fish, I don't know the distinction. But good to know the input mystery. What's with you? You're so annoying. YouTube comments from my entire career accidentally made it into this game as dialogue. That was weird. Okay, I love you. Bye. Don't love the look of that. I'm just gonna get, like, hit in the head by, like, every one of these. Like, I really... Oh, God. I really thought I was just, like, clear of that last one. I wasn't trying to be funny or cute or whatever. I was not expecting the impassable wall of, Oh, that one made it easy by, like, just using a Woodman leaf shield and not giving a squat. Hey, nice 7-stream streak. No one really understands how the streaks work, Mystery, but, like, that's a big number. How many bits for Big Mad Vasco? Have you been watching me play this game? No bits are required for that. Just me playing this game in particular, sort of... Oh, okay. Extremely Little Mermaid coded, which is legit. It should be. Again, that's what we should be doing here. Look at all these fishes. Okay, I'll figure that out later. I got fishes now? There might be a shark in there. Thank you for the 100 bits, Demolition. Not needed, much appreciated. That is how it goes. Wait. Look at how much he likes it when the mermaid sings! Why isn't the game this? Why isn't the whole game just this? Wait, why isn't he doing anything? I feel like I should be able to move him. Isn't that how this worked last time? That's weird. I was doing exactly the same thing before and it didn't... I think... So I think when I came over to the cage because I didn't have any fish to open anything with, I think the game, like, scroll locked me past a star, and I'm, like, so deeply confused by that because I, like, didn't have any ability to do anything. Like, what could I have done there? And why, like, scroll... Like, it's like, just off screen from where I am. Like, I've barely crossed any ground from there. Mascoons are still up ahead. Let's work together to restore the ocean. Let's go. Oh, some of those fish look like ice cream cones, and it incites a traumatic past. Oh, apparently I had no agency and was required to leave, which is super weird. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh. Room full of evil sea monkeys. Like the little poop hermit crabs. The hermit crabs are good. And they are very poop hermit crabs. The ocean is all ours. Now if we can help it. Back it with the power of song. Wasn't there a rhythm mini game that I did not do good at before? It's so jazzy. It's not as bad as I remembered this being. I think I just, like, didn't know the controls last time because they didn't bother to tell me them until it was, like, too late. Oh my god.
I don't think the others had to be hit multiple times before, right? I need you to be honest with me, chat. I'm so playing this game is like the embodiment of like being gaslit. Like, am I the dumbest human being on earth? Like, am I like the stupidest person you've ever met? Cause like I just feel like I keep getting got by this like video game made for my 9-year-old niece. Like, am I just the stupidest person alive? It's making me feel so insane. I literally took physical damage from that. This big mad makes you sad. Isn't this specifically what you wanted, mister? I legitimately thought that was what you wanted. Thought it was gonna be funny, big mad. I take it then that you have not been watching much of this game. I think I was wrong. I think I just like had incidentally been hitting them multiple times. I really must just be the dumbest person any of you have ever known. It's incredible. It's incredible to think I'm capable of such a feat. They all love that song so much that they cease to exist. Like I said, I feel like this game was made with hateful intentions towards little girls who like Princess Peach. I would love to argue that, but I refuse on the grounds that that is definitely the thing. Good ending. No, like, I actually like that ending. I just, like, it's just another thing where, like, I feel like that whole game mechanic was, like, half-baked. And like you say, like, there's so little margin for error that, like, them trying to introduce those concepts so late in the level just, like, usually leads to a frustrating experience. History says I've been tuning in for 6 months now trying to get your mom to adopt me. We're like family or something at this point. I mean, we are all like family or something. That one wasn't the magical emblem stating that we had mastered the ability to sing underwater. That was just Peach expressing that she wanted to eat sushi. Normally one of those dark doors would be popping up right now. Does this mean that Grape completed her preparations and the theater's done? No, I'm pretty sure I just have to do all the basement levels. Maybe there's something we haven't considered yet. It's gotta be something. Haven't rescued all the Sparklas yet, gang? Like, duh, I don't need your help for this. If we can't do anything here, the next logical step is to go to the basement. I mean, I agree with that too. Let's go! Sparklas' Vasco is basically my twin in spirit. Now, I've only ever had, like, one other spirit twin, which was, like, my close friend in high school. But, like, I do feel like you have a certain distinction there, Zacula. It's the kid brother I want to protect versus the one I have that needs to be bullied. That's like really kind and also obviously bullying at the same time, but I appreciate the sentiment. I've always felt like the annoying younger brother. But it's hard for me to, that's weird. It's hard for me to gauge if that's my, like, no esteem complex.
Showtime.
My bro didn't visit once in the final week. It's really disheartening. That is, you hate to see that. I'm sorry, Demolition. Sing time. Where could the Sparkla be? You see Swiper the Fox, gang? Help me. That must be the singer. It's just so weird how, like, inconsistently so much of this game is handled. Like, these fish, they work differently in various situations. So you don't know if you're like equipped to do the dang thing. Oh my god, please just open it? Please open it? I have to assume that like that shell that like flew by. Oh no, it's on a loop. Okay. Because I was like, there wouldn't have realistically been a way for me to open that before I got the second fish, which didn't show up until like after they flew away. I saved the Sparkla and probably like missed, yeah, like a bunch. I don't know how the stars work. They're getting like increasingly punitive. We're just gonna stop caring about them because I surely can't need more than I already have. We digging the music for this or not? I mean, that's actually a great question. I mean, generally, I think the game is like pretty good about music. It's not. I don't know. There's like some weird music, but it doesn't even like immediately come to time. Suddenly very distracted. I think, honestly, I think Demotion's answer is perfect. I kind of am, but it's repetitive. And I assume we're specifically talking about the mermaid singing. And, like, yeah, I think it would be hard to give the mermaid, like, a singing that would be going on nonstop in the level that wouldn't feel repetitive. But, like, all things considered, I actually think they did a pretty good job with that. I don't know how you would do a perfect job of it. It doesn't bother me too much, but I definitely understand it, like, being bothersome. Okay, again, like, this is exactly what I was trying to get at before, is like, okay, first level, you get fish pretty early, and then, like, it's not clear how to use the fish, but when you learn it, it's mostly straightforward. The second level, you get, like, a single fish, and it works differently than group of fish. And then the third level, you start with nothing, and you need fish right away. And then, like, when you've used the fish, suddenly you have none fish, which is weird because that's, like, the whole, like, game mechanic. Where'd you miss one? So there were a bunch of shells like floating around in the first one. There was like one kind of at the top of the screen that, like, I imagine that if I had gotten that before opening the like level progression one, there was probably a star in there. But like I had no way of knowing I would be locked into immediate level progression. More like forced scarcity of stars. Just like more like annoying gameplay. Like, again, the thing is, like, there's nothing inherent to the game system that suggests that you, like, have to keep punishing the player for, like, little things like not knowing the correct sequence of, like, shells to open. Like, you could just not do it. It's your video game. You made it. You can just not do it. So the fact that they so repeatedly and, like, evidently consciously decided that they, like, wanted stuff in this game to be more annoying just feels crazy to me. Like, I don't know if this game was meant exclusively for kids, but like clearly it's meant for kids to play it. And they just make it so annoying for like no reason. Good night, Keith. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for dropping that awesome link in the Discord. That's cool that exists. Big coin. Regular size stuff. I don't know why this is just an obstacle course. Like, this doesn't feel very mermaid to me, if I can be honest. I think we should thank you for giving 3 months of subs to Keen. Giant whirlpools are the cause of this. Yeah, thanks, Mermaid Stein. We have to deal with the whirlpools. I think I know what to do. Is it sing it some fish? I mean, I will say this. I think thematically, Mermaid Peach is the most correct one. Like, you sing, the water should settle. So, like, I think that of all the segments I've played of the entire game, which at this point is, like, most of the game, I think that Mermaid Princess Peach is the one that most embodies what I think this game should be. It's like the platonic ideal of Princess Peach Showtime level. You dress up as a thing that little girls like are excited about, mermaid. You enter like a cute, fanciful world of like underwater with fish and poop hermit crabs and lots of turtles. And you like solve your problems with like song and the power of friendship. Like, I'm not opposed to there being like swordplay Peach. Like, I thought that was really fun too. But, like, I feel like the majority of this game should have been things much closer to, like, Mermaid Peach than, like,
I don't know, some of these. I mean, I want to exclude Baking Peach, but I feel like they just should have done the baking level different so it didn't suck and instead was fun. But, you know, fun being subjective and whatever. Psycho says, when are we playing the FMV Korean dating sim? If we're doing that, if people actually want to do that, which I will definitely do it, but I don't want to make people watch if they don't want that. That would probably be like early 2026. Because the plan for tomorrow is to play the stupidly expensive Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer game that I got on Black Friday sale. And then after that, we're doing the thing we started last year, which is Giftmas, which consists of a stream where I open up the Steam page and you all collectively have to figure out what we're spending money on to play on stream for the rest of the year. Is the FMV Korean dating sim safe for work enough for Twitch? Yeah, no, I mean, unless, so I watched like reasonably comprehensive like playthrough of the second one in that series, and it's like the worst thing I think that happened in that whole game was like there's a scene where all the like dateable girls are in like having a pool party in bathing suits, and honestly like one of them was wearing like a long sleeve shirt, so like it's not that kind of dating sim. So my intention was to play the first one in the series, and I doubt that the first one was like significantly raunchier, but I don't know that for sure. Got a physical copy of this video of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Yeah, because by getting a physical copy of it, I saved 50% on this stupidly expensive video game. Like, the few sources I can find online to suggest how long this game is put it at 3 hours or possibly less. This entire video game is basically one stream. Full MSRP is like $40 US for 3 hours of content. Genuinely insane stuff. But I want to play it. I know it'll make my mom happy. You will probably see me rage because it looks like it was really poorly designed. But it's the rare example of a Christmas game that you can actually play on stream. And yeah, because it was on sale on Amazon for like 50% off on Black Friday sale. You better believe I would rather spend $20 on this lunacy than 40. So I will accept the physical copy. It's a complete waste of earthly resources. US dollars, 40 of them? Indeed. Super curious about the dating sim. There's a number of indie devs churning those out. I mean, I'll say this. I am categorically interested in dating sims as a genre. It feels so weird to me to play them on stream. If you all collectively are interested in seeing more dating sims, let me know. So far, I think the only one I've ever played on stream is Boyfriend Dungeon, which I didn't actually think was a particularly good dating sim and was kind of a mediocre game in its own right, which disappointed me because I thought that was going to be amazing. And then, like, weirdly, the story has you, like, apologize to your stalker. It really sucked. It made me, like, really profoundly upset. But, like, I am legitimately interested in playing this ridiculous FMV Korean dating sim game. Because, like, a streamer that I follow played the second one in the series, and it honestly ruled. I thought it was really cool. And I just think, like, I think FMV games are really interesting, and I think this execution of an FMV game is absolutely fascinating. Why, though? What about it is the hook? You mean Five Hearts Under One Roof? The Korean dating sim game that we're talking about? Why that one in particular? I mean, the hook is mainly the fact that it is the full motion video dating sim game. So it's like a Korean-made game that like features live actresses instead of being like a budget visual novel. It's really interesting. Oh, that's a great point, Anime. I did play a bunch of runs of How to Full Boyfriend that I haven't thought about in a long time, and that's definitely a legit dating sim. I'll be honest, and I know that this will ruffle some feathers. I was not a huge fan of How to Full Boyfriend. I did not dislike or hate it, but I know it got a ton of hype, and it didn't live up to that for me personally. I think part of that is because some of the endings were like really tedious. Like that,
that game was not super well structured for repeat playthroughs or trying to experience the different dating paths. I think because it's like a relatively early dating sim. Like Five Hearts Under One Roof, at least the second one, the one I've seen played, has like a really good system for that, actually. Five Hearts Under One Roof is a god tier name for a dating sim. It is, and it's actually like legitimately appropriate for what's going on. It's not just a fun name or whatever. Alright, what was I doing? Stopping the vortex through the power of song and friendship? Got it. You're not actually letting me use the sing button, so it's weird to be like, let's use song. Hello? This is kind of a fun idea. Like, I do find it interesting, the idea that for these, like, boss Sparkla levels, we should be, like, using teamwork. I think that, like, a bunch, in my estimation, in my opinion, a bunch of these sort of fell short. So annoying. It's just so annoying how much of this game wants you to be like 100% perfect for like such a like mundane. I mean, like I said when I started playing this game, I cannot be bothered. I swear, like it's not even like aiming left for me at a bunch of these points. But, like, I like the idea that, like, you would fundamentally in some way change the game mechanics by, like, partnering with another person who shares the same, like, costume power you have. And I just feel like a bunch of these don't really capitalize on that concept very well. A few of them do. This was pretty good. I don't know. I find the weird rhythm game, like, unsatisfying to do and occasionally finicky, and it annoys me more than it probably should. But, like, conceptually, I think, like, Let's Sing Together is, like, a good execution of that. Just probably, like, a better way to make it feel like you're actually interacting with your cohort instead of it just basically being the same thing you do solo and they just automatically pass instantly. Like, it doesn't actually feel like you're working together. The idea of singing the song together is good. The execution is basically the same as doing it alone, so, like, obviously it doesn't, like, feel different. Yeah, no, that's so true, Zach. It annoys me more than it probably should. If you ever had an elevator pitch for your personal brand, that's got to be it. Now, I mean, I wouldn't dream for a second of arguing that. It is simultaneously, like, my biggest growth, my biggest hurdle to personal growth, and also the biggest appeal of my personality. And this has, like, been true since I was, like, 6 years old. Oh, the last door is in the basement. That surprises me ever so slightly. Hello? Alright, so just out of curiosity, let's take a moment. So, like, what do we actually know? While we do this, I'm gonna go see what Amazing Mermaid dress is for sale, and if there isn't a good one, I'm gonna be so sore. So, like, what do you think is going to happen when we open that door? Because, like, the two things that I feel like need to be resolved here is, like, we have to beat Madame Grape in some capacity. But I also feel like it's important, not just because, like, it seems essential for, like, a proper narrative conclusion, but also because they went to the trouble of making it mandatory to do all the basement fights before that door appears. So, like, it seems necessary that, like, all of the Sparklas are somehow involved in the finale, but, like, I can't immediately think of, like, what way that works. Like, it seems like the obvious thing to do would be to somehow incorporate all the costumes into one boss fight. I do not think for a second that they bothered to do something that grandiose for the finale of this game. So, like, I think it'll be some unbelievably mediocre generic gameplay, and then, like, all the Sparkles will just show up and, like, hit her with an axe. Zacula says, God, I hope it's baking. Demolition ban Zacula permanently. See over under on this being the worst thing in the game so far. That's also a great question. I don't know, man. Like, it's gotta be like, it can't be like better than 50, like, it has to be like at least 50% chance of it being awful, right? Don't worry, Zacula. Demolition clearly understands that I'm just teasing you for trying to suggest that there should be more baking in this game, which is a heinously aggressive comment. I think Twitch should have censored that comment automatically for being hate speech, if I can be honest with you. Okay, now I'm gonna be honest. The music note pattern on this dress is quite good. I honestly feel like Pink is underselling this as a cool mermaid dress. Actually, a little disappointed with that. It's a good dress. It is not a bad dress. But I feel like it could have been like a, I don't know, iridescent fish scale ombre? Is ombre the right word for that? Where like the color sort of like tapers into another color? Yeah, it's not like disco dress. It's not even as good as like the dragon dress. Or like I kind of like the detective dress too. There's like a bunch of good dresses, and I'm glad that there is a dress-up mechanic, as basic as that is. But like, I don't know. I feel like mermaid should be like a high priority, good-looking dress, and like it's good. Yeah, this one. Oh, mermaid ribbons, perfect. It's a rare case where like the ribbons actually like match in a meaningful way. So I'm not sure that I got a lot of input from chat there, but I guess the prevailing sentiment is that the final boss will just be baking. There will be no reason for it. No justification will be given. No, you know what I think it'll be? I think it will be baking in a mandatory side-scrolling segment, which obviously doesn't make any sense. Of course, there will be like a hard time limit. There's going to be some awkward control element where like the cooldown on like pipetting icing onto the top of the cake doesn't work quite right. And then there will absolutely be some like extremely late in the game tutorial for something that the game hasn't established at all that is essential for progressing and will automatically kill you if you fail it even one time and probably like delete your save. I think that would embody the spirit of this game's design philosophy. Oh yeah, obviously the timer's not visible. But yeah, I think that's it. Ombre is the right word for it. Awesome. I learned that at my last job, where like someone wanted one of their characters to have like ombre hair pattern, and I looked at that in their notes. I was like, I don't know what that is. I don't remember I looked that up, or if I had to ask my like manager who was a woman and just be like, tell me this woman thing. I'm not smart enough. It definitely happens from time to time. Final boss would be Sword and Ninja. See, my mom is being super optimistic in chat. That would probably be a much better version of Final Boss than what we're going to get. I wonder how many Shine Star things are going to be necessary here. This is a power more potent than anything we've faced. I'm scared, but we can do it together. Power of friendship. Let's do it. We have the power of Sparkle on our side. Will you give me some of your Sparkle gems? You need 30. Wow, I mean, I didn't think you would need 100% completion to get to the end of this game by any means. That actually feels... This actually seems insultingly low, even if this were a kid's game. That's a really low percentage of all the stars for like the final boss door. This game's like difficulty curve is, if you've ever seen the XKCD comic that like tries to like trace the plot of various like time travel movies, and like one of them is the movie Primer, which is known for being like complex nonsense, and like the time plot is just like a graph of like scribbles with a few crossed out lines on it. Like that's like the difficulty curve of this game. What even is Stella? Like a magical floating ribbon with a face? I don't know. I guess you can have 30 of my stupid gems. Okay.
Oh.
It's not working. Does Sparkle not work on this door? Oh, so we need to incorporate all of them just to open the door, and then it's a generic boss fight? That is a way you could technically do it, I suppose. I do not find myself thinking that that's a particularly good way to incorporate this half of what remains to be done. All you need now are our Sparklas spirits and our love for this theater. We're placing our trust in you two. We're counting on you. It can't be helped or whatever. Wait, we're getting a new costume for the final boss? What are we dressed as? Is it us with a crown? I joked about that earlier. That would be funny. Oh my god, it's so Sailor Moon coded. She got extensions. I mean, it rules. I don't like 100% get, like, I understand that she's channeling the power of Sparkla, which feels very magical girl. I mean, Radiant Peach is great. Big fan. It's extremely Sailor Moon coded though. Like when she like finally becomes like the Moon Princess or whatever, like it's extremely similar vibes. Although, yes, I agree, Zacula. Like, weird amount of overlap with the visual appearance of Princess Rosalita. We've got everyone's strength with us now. Let's go, Peach. My first girlfriend turned into the moon. That's rough, buddy. When they recently made the Avatar: The Last Airbender Magic the Gathering set, they did turn that into flavor text on a card, which was necessary. I still can't believe how bad a job they did with the Spider-Man set this year. It might genuinely be one of the worst Magic sets of all time, which is truly saying something. She big. She like Grape Demetrescu. Welcome to my glorious stage. I've been waiting for you, Peach. I only just realized the fruit dichotomy. Your brilliant luster has built up everyone's hopes and expectations. The bigger the something, the bigger the despair when I shatter them all, creating the finest, most decadent tragedy. I have waited for this in order to complete my ultimate task. I need someone like you to play my foil. Come now, let the tragedy begin. All right, Monokuma. It's Showtime. It's the name of the game. Oh, I see. This is weird. I don't think she liked that. So you have to like... So when you attack, you're super slow. You're really fast if you're not attacking. So if you're like mindful of your surroundings, you just like wail on her when you have the chance and then just like fly away. There's a whole train coming to get me. Oh, these things are tanking hard, huh? I mean, this is super repetitive, but it's much more satisfying than a bunch of the, like, more challenging parts of the game. Final boss is 3D Space Invaders. A little. How many phases do you think this lady's got? Ah, blocks. More blocks. I felt pressured by the blocks and made an error. I wonder if that... So the train was like a cowboy thing. You think that they'll incorporate any other, like, weird level gimmicks? There's an up train too, huh? Kameha Meha! Am I the villain? I keep disintegrating everyone. If only I could be so gloriously incandescent. Oh, I didn't realize we were a merge form like Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal. We did it! Thank you so much, Peach something something Sparkle! The theater's gonna be okay. Let's get back to... I mean, again, the stakes have never been lower. It does feel like we should have done something about the mask. Hehehe! Ha ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Too soon, much too soon to end things here. We haven't even gotten to the grand finale yet. Peach, my dark powers are destined to dull your incessant sparkle. And such a magnificent tragedy will be played out. Okay. There's more video game. Got you so good. This game is really good about getting you when you think you understand what's going on. Interesting that, like, they don't have rendered my dress in the cutscene. Or Stella's ribbon, for that matter. Make my monster grow! I mean, if she had this kind of power to begin with, like, why was she holding back? Our theater is in pieces. I mean, again, if Grape continues unchecked, the entire island will be destroyed. I mean, we could just leave. I'm not really sure what her goal is. Wow. Why do I get the feeling that, like, Peach is gonna build this spirit bomb that, like, drains all the life force out of the Theets and causes them to die and kills, like, everyone in the video game all at once? That's known as the good end. Just kidding. Maybe. Come on, Peach, let's go. I literally don't know who's talking. I don't know if that's Stella in our head or what's her face. I also wasn't sure if that battle was going to happen in a cutscene. Oh, now I have, like, actual Kamehameha. Okay. So that's not how that works, apparently. Oh, I'm just dodged the attack shooter in the face? Okay, overthinking this as usual. Well, I don't like that. That seems bad. If you're wondering, there's like a limit to how much laser beam you can fire at once. It just kind of stops doing it after a minute. If I can be honest with you, so far this has been like considerably easier than Phase 1. It does look scarier and maybe more interesting, but like it is not as hard. I'm not actually sure if I'm safe up here. Apparently I am. Ooh, multi-attack. You probably shouldn't have made your weak spot so big. I'm not sure that was like a super amazing strategic decision. She also gets very few invincibility frames if we're being like honest with ourselves. I don't know what is safe. I really can't tell. I'm sure is like a lot of deadly sky lasers. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Dude, I can't. The perspective is such that I absolutely cannot tell what is safe when those are happening. Got her? This is definitely a spectacle, but it does seem like it's probably dull to play. Yes. I'm okay with it, but that is definitely a fair description of it. Like, but like, that's kind of like a lot of the game's problem. Is like, there's not a lot of substance. Like, some of it is like conceptually and or aesthetically like super cool. But like, there's just not a lot of like substance beneath it. Like the game mechanic, like, I appreciate them trying to keep the game mechanics simple, but they didn't, in my opinion, like, employ that to its best fullest extent to like make satisfying, simple, easy to do gameplay. Like they tried to get cute with it in ways that ended up like making many parts of the game more annoying. This ends up being like not extremely difficult. It's more about like dodging the attacks, which I think is like an appropriate level of challenge, if maybe a little easy and a little dull for the finale of this. But like, I don't know. Again, this feels closer to what I expect, at least, if not like want from Princess Peach Showtime. Is like, it's not insanely hard, but it's neat. What is the platonic ideal of the Princess Peach video game? I mean, I had a whole sub-rant on that in the mermaid level. It's like, have Peach dress up as something that embodies something that little girls want to be or do, and then, like, look amazing and feel fun doing it. Like, I don't think challenge is, like, a super big part of it, so, like, as long as the vibes are great and you're doing something girls are interested in, like, that's the game. It's weird how much of this game is, like, not exactly difficult, but, like frustrating. It's very convenient she had the ability to rebuild the theater. It's confusing to me why destroying the theater was, like, a thing. Like, I don't know why the theater was important. We didn't really do a great job of, like, setting up the stakes for that whole adventure, if I can be honest with you. Like, listen, am I glad that I played Princess Peach Showtime? Yes. Yes, I am. Mainly because I was curious about it and wanted to see what it was. But when I told Mom yesterday that there was more of this game to play, she audibly clapped and laughed, which was amazing. That alone was worth the trip. My mom was so happy to see more Princess Peach Showtime, and it made me happy. We did it. We got there. Do I feel like to have an ideal video game experience, I would change like a bunch of crap in this game? Yes. So many minor issues with this game, but like I do genuinely think that they like fundamentally add up to like. I just kind of feel like this game didn't focus on what I think this game wanted to do, which was like just be a cute little Princess Peach dress-up romp. Like that's all I wanted. I'm not trying to get you to like reinvent a video game genre or something. Yeah, I don't disagree. Demolition says it kind of feels like Nintendo took a bunch of second stringers and gave them a budget to see what they would make. Like, I could believe that's true. Like, I definitely, like, there's obviously, like, various things that demonstrate, like, creativity in this game, both from, like, a mechanical standpoint and, like, aesthetics. But, like, all in all, like, I don't see, like, I mean, it really feels like the levels were planned by, like, just vastly different people who really didn't talk to each other, and, like, there's just not, like, a whole lot of cohesion to the game. But, like, I think that they would lean on the excuse that it's meant to be a simplistic game that, like, children can play, but, like, I feel like a lot of successful Nintendo games, like, are, like, easy to play and maybe have something to master, but, like, even then, like, some of them are just vibes. Like, Nintendo is, like, more known, I think, than other major game developers for, like, having impeccable vibes. So, like, that's all I really wanted from this game. And I feel like so many of the things that were frustrating to me weren't just, like, annoying in their own right, but were also things that, like, actively pulled folk. That's so many voice actors considering the game. That's so weird to me. But, like, just so many of those frustrating things, like, actively, like, pulled focus from just being, like, dress up, be awesome. Like that's what I feel like I want the logline for the Princess Peach Showtime game to be. It's like, dress up, be awesome. I want to dress up in cool magical girl costumes, and I want to feel amazing in each one of them. And obviously they're not all going to be like equally favorite. Like, again, I think Mermaid was one of the ones that was closest to like what I wanted from this game. It's not perfect by any means, but like I feel like that was so much closer to like what I had expected and hoped for from this game. Is like, be a mermaid, sing the problems to death. Strange amount of voice actors for a game that has 6 spoken lines. That's what I'm saying. Like, that was crazy. They were like definitely over 10 voice actors, and it's like, okay, Peach definitely talking. I think arguably like all of the main bosses had a voice actor, even though they weren't like speaking recognizable lines. And then like Stella, it seemed like we had more voice actors than that. Maybe there were like sort of chorus voice actors for like the Theets that I just like wasn't really clocking. That seems feasible. Oh look, Toad brought our crown back. Close the loop. Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad that voice actors got paid for it. It just seems wild. Especially, like, do you need more than, like, at max, like, 2 Theet voice actors? I don't think that list necessarily reflects that, but if it did, it would be weird. Also, I feel like you could definitely have, like, voice actors do some double duty to save on this, like, not extremely expensive to produce game. I'm not saying it had, like, no budget, but, like, we did not spend $1.2 million putting on the local carnival, if you catch my meaning. But, like, yeah, I mean, again, I'm super confused about the stakes of the game, and I've beaten it now. But, like, I get that, like, we don't want weird villainous Grape to, like, destroy the theater. But I don't know why she wanted to destroy the theater. Or why, like, her final form just, like, incidentally blew up the theater. Or why, like, once the theater was destroyed, the next threat was just, like, destroy the island. Like, I have no idea what she was doing, really, or why. Look at that ribbon. Like, you don't have to do Bethesda Game Studios level of voice actors pulling double duty, but yeah, they could have streamlined it. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that, like, no talent was required, but I mean, like, the Theets are, like, pretty throwawayable. Like, they do not need to be significant in any means. And then, you know, like, those, like, Theet voice actors could do, like, 1 or 2 bosses each, you know. It just seems fiscally economical, I don't know. Is Stella stealing our crown? What is she gonna do with it? Is she gonna put it on? Is she gonna put on the toad? Is she gonna eat it? Like a guy could have done the Theets and pitch shifted it sometimes. Yeah, I mean that too. Like they don't speak real words, so like they really don't need to be like discrete or distinguishable from one another. That's interesting. These aren't like localization teams. There's like a Korea and a Hong Kong and a Chinese like quality assurance team. Like, I guess maybe that could be associated with localization, but like it doesn't necessarily sound like it. Oh, there we go. Princess Peach has her crown on. We did it! Hooray! A lovely little waltz to end the game on or something. On the bright side, we got to look at Kung Fu and Sword Peach. That's meaningful to me. You know what, Zachula? That's true too. But I'm going to be honest, my mom's reaction to being reminded that there was more Princess Peach to play today was definitely the best part of playing Princess Peach. I mean, I have been looking forward to this for a long time. Like, I literally got this, like, spring of 2024. I mean, this year, like, so many games that I was actively interested in like came out, and like a bunch of them were really not necessarily favorite. But like last year, just like with the move, like ended up missing like a bunch of stuff. You know, 2024 was a heck of a year for me and mine. Nintendo. It'd be so funny if that just stopped in front of Peach's face, like Mike Wazowski in Monsters Inc. They're always covering up his eyeball. Oh, hang on. Press A to advance. Press A to take group photo. Who's that note for? Special dresses on sale. Talk to the shopkeeper to learn more. You can decorate the theater now. You can now take on the hide and seek challenge to talk to the ninja. You can take on boss challenges. Check the posters near the stairs. Mom should stream playing games herself. I mean, my mom has played some video games in her time. I am not sure that she would particularly enjoy an attempt to stream.
Showtime.
I'm definitely going to buy that dress, assuming it's not like a $1.2 million. Yay, Peach, you must have read my letter. Everyone here wants to see more of your performances. Would you perform for us in the Sparkle Theater again? I kind of just want to buy that dress suit. Hooray, thank you! There's more you can do here as well. Let's look around together. Oh my god, is it gonna try to like tutorialize everything all at once? Why is there 2 of them now? Grape dress! Again, like, I get that pink is like the signature color for Princess Peach, but like, it's not like we have only pink dresses. I feel like this could afford to have some blue in it.
Fantastic. Nice. Yay.
I don't like the elegant simplicity of the grape dress. Now I'm like super broke though. Are there Easter eggs in this game? I mean, I suppose I have no way to know that for sure, but like, it might depend on your definition. Do I have... Why are there 2 different Kung Fu ribbons? Oh, that is a thing from multiple of these. Kung Fu Ribbon is grape-ish. I don't know why I thought the menu would close by itself. Alright, I'm gonna try one hide and seek with the ninja, just because I like the ninja, but I don't necessarily expect this to be good, and I don't really intend to spend much more time in the post-game, if I can be honest. We're holding a hide and seek challenge. Can you find my apprentices hiding in each stage? Oh no, if I'm replaying levels, we're like 0% doing that. We're not doing that at all. Wait, should I feel flattered or offended that they're like selling my regular dress at the store? Yeah, I don't know, gang. I think we're good. I definitely don't want to like start replaying levels. That sounds bad. That sounds like not good. Also, probably not the worst thing to end the stream a little bit early tonight, by which I mean like fully on time. Because the stream has always been like a 3 to 4 hour affair on average. But tomorrow is one of the 2 days all year that there is another like Hallmark staple in our local community. They're doing a like local vendor Christmas carnival thing. It's really more of a Christmas market, according to the website. And I am gonna go out on a limb and say they probably did not spend $1.2 million on it. But we really can't know until we get there. But it opens at like 10 a.m. I actually haven't talked about like what time we're gonna go over, which we probably should have done by now, which is on me. But the earlier we wrap up the stream, the more flexibility we have in the schedule to do that. It is, however, the case that it has rained it like drizzled like once last week on a day that I had a package delivered. And then like before that, it hadn't really rained in something like 2 actual Earth months. And then like the like basically the one day in all of December that the like Christmas market thing is happening locally. It's supposed to rain for like a bunch of that time, which is super great. The only other time it's 2 days a year, and apparently one of them is November, and I didn't look at the list until like Thanksgiving, so I'd already missed out on that one. Pop out early to go eat. Yeah. Secret Squirtle guess. In the chair under your butt, you are sitting on it. I appreciate the thoroughness of that guess. I'm going to assure you that is not correct. Anyone else have any Secret Squirtle guesses? Thank you for the 270 bits demolition. Congrats on completing Princess Peach. We worked really hard and got so far, and in the end, did it really matter? Unclear. No, so I saw somewhere today an update on life-size Flareon. All the life-size Eevees now have like updated shipping windows. A bunch of them are January of next year. So, you know, I'm probably not going to do further updates to the room until then, but like when Flareon shows up, hopefully its physical size in the space will help to inspire whatever means are necessary to display her in all her glory. I'm really excited for that. At the same time, I'm really anxious about like figuring out what to do, what to be doing. Speaking of pizza, I had some really good deep dish pizza when my California aunt visited. Well, that's at least a nice thing to have shared. Hopefully she appreciated the deep dish pizza. She has to have it. I know people like that. I'm weird about food, so I'm not usually like that. Unless I like go to say an Arby's and they have a themed apple pie dessert beverage, then I'm sort of obligated to get it. What's the famous place, Uno? I mean, Uno is famous for sort of being a national chain, but I don't think most deep dish pizza aficionados would consider that like pinnacle deep dish pizza. Any other guess? I think Neko probably already dozed off with the time difference and everything. If anyone else has any guesses, let me know. I've already said Zacula's guess of I'm sitting on a Squirtle the whole stream is not correct. I think you would know that. I think you would. Also, I just feel like that would be bad for the longevity of whatever Squirtle I tried to do that to. By the way, what we're doing, if you're new here, is we're looking for secret Squirtles. This is a Squirtle. I've hidden some number of Squirtles among all the plush friends in the room. To locate a secret Squirtle hidden in this way is an omen of good luck for you in the coming days. Let's go take a look, as we've already accumulated some guesses. If anyone has any others, we'll take a look at those and then see if anyone can figure out what the theme was. So, Triceratops and Rudolph. And, I mean, can I get the chair far enough back that you can see? Yeah, there's nothing there. Got you so good. Okay. Pizza Triceratops. It got all blurry. Thanks, autofocus. Not a Squirtle this time. It is Dr. Cinderagon, our lovely lady dragon. I have to say, this is the first time I've taken the Triceratops out in a while. It looks like he's taken a bite out of the pizza since the last time I saw him. Look at that. The embroidery is coming off. I can't blame Triceratops for being hungry. If I had to hold a heart-shaped pepperoni pizza for years on end, I mean, it'd be gone. It'd just be gone. And then Rudolph. Oh, I knocked over a drift balloon. Don't worry about the drift balloon. It's fine. It's a balloon. It'll float away. Squirtle hiding with Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. An excellent guess considering tomorrow's stream. Oh, actually, to be entirely honest with you, I did not make that decision based on that alone. But yeah, anyone have any guesses on the theme with that limited sample size of information? You've spared thin crust pizza, but Demolition, you live in Chicago. Don't you get mob justice for having a thin crust pizza? Dude, Rudolph is a good guy. Cute things is the guess. That I mean that doesn't narrow it down much. That would be a really interesting theme, I suppose. It's actually pretty straightforward, I think, this time. The theme is cozy winter friends. So basically all of our winter attire friends, such as this penguin. And also I included the pterodactyl drinking a hot chocolate because that felt like thematically appropriate. In fact, I will show you in particular the Squirtle hiding behind the pterodactyl for the reason that it's a brand new Squirtle. I was poking around. I've been spending some time on the Pokemon Center website, looking to see if there were things I wanted to ask for Christmas or possibly get for my sister who also likes Pokemon. And I noticed that apparently there was a little plush Squirtle that was in stock that I hadn't seen for I have no idea how long it's been available. It was just still in stock, and I was like, well, I should have him. And so I got it. I did order something for my sister for her birthday. I don't know if she'll like it. We'll find out. I'm pretty sure she won't get it for herself, but that's the twin-edged sword of not entirely certain if she'll like it, but we'll see about that. But yeah, I mean, you can, if you look real close at him, his stitching pattern still has all the usual Squirtle markings on it. If I had any criticism of this guy, it would just be that I'd kind of like for those to be more pronounced, but that's a personal issue. He is very soft and he is a good size and he's got a good face and I like him. Sister's birthday is soon. Yes, it is the 21st coming up. We doing something for her? I mean, I don't know how that would work. Do you have a suggestion? I mean, like, for her actual birthday, she is coming to visit here. It's close to Christmas, but also she has magical Disney World powers, and we live close to Disney World, so she wants to do Disney theme park stuff on her birthday. Surprise party. I mean, my sister's schedule is such that it would be really difficult, I think, to throw her a surprise party and actually expect her to show up, even if it was remote and digital. I mean, you're more than welcome to brainstorm ideas for something we could try to do here or over on her own stream, which happens Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Surprises that she's in another state. That's some surprise. Anyway, I think we've. I don't know. I feel like I've said my piece about Princess Peach's Showtime. Overall, I am definitely glad that they made that game. I'm definitely some amount disappointed that it's not more just whimsical fun. It chooses to be in this weird middle ground where it's somewhat challenging and not super rewarding, and I feel like we should have leaned more into dress up and magic and friendship. But your mileage may vary. It was definitely worth buying and playing. Well, I got it as a gift, but it's definitely worth playing. I look forward to some more nonsense tomorrow with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer for the PS5. What a normal thing for a human being to own. And then, like I said, next weekend and probably through the end of the year, we're gonna do Giftmas and then Giftmas Gaming. So we're gonna spend a bunch of time on stream just chatting and looking at Steam, and if chat can come to a consensus on how to spend the limit of money I allocate for the purpose, then we'll play that game or those games. I forget. I think I did $40 last year. I'm trying to remember because it felt like a good limit, because it didn't necessarily lend itself to just buying a AAA game and playing that, which I feel like is more fun to do smaller stuff you wouldn't necessarily commit money or stream time to, but you all get to decide what you want to do with it. It's supposed to sort of be a spirit of giving celebration of you all for coming and hanging out. So look forward to that. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. And I hope to see you again soon. Rudolph tomorrow, nonsense next week. Stay safe and warm, and best wishes to all of you. I know it sounds like many of you are going through some seriously hard times, and I'm sorry, and I'm here if I can support you in some way. Look forward to seeing some of you soon, and hope you have a great night. Until I see you next, take care of yourselves, and remember that you are clawsome.